scattered showers coming into the picture Friday and into Friday night, most likely lasting into Saturday, but it's not a big rainmaker. It's a little cool front coming in. From the Soliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies. It's partly cloudy and 80 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DG Ask 104.1 FM KMOX. Man, I hate live recordings.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that's what
okay.
Had been selected.
I just, like, some people love them. Kiss Alive 2, you know what? I'm just like, I've just never, I love live music. I love seeing it. I love playing it. But, I don't know. Maybe I just don't like bad recordings of live music.
Maybe that's the key, is the quality of the recording.
Yeah, we're playing that song in the band, and we're working it up. We never played it before. And Dave Cowles sent me the Dukes of September. They're like a super group, kind of Steely Dan and Doobie Brothers and a bunch of like great session musicians. And they did it, but they did it weird and funky, like gospel music. It was really cool. Yeah. Kind of want to do it that way.
It's a twist.
Yeah. I'm excited to play again.
You got to grow the beard out and be Michael McDonald?
Yeah. That's so funny because I'm actually, like, as a singer, I'm actually a little more of a mimic than I am a singer, if that makes any sense.
Gotcha, yeah.
And last night driving home, I was trying to do Michael McDonald, which is kind of fun. Like when you're by yourself in your car, like, you know, there's no one.
No judging.
Oh, yeah.
No one judging you.
Let it rip.
Yeah, just let it rip. It was fun.
You don't know me, but
Yeah, it's like you have to find a different place in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I've heard him, I'm like, is he even saying words?
Right.
He just feels like he's making noise.
Yeah.
Got to jet out the lower jaw a little bit.
It's almost like you're about to throw up. When you're like, oh, you know, you're like, I don't. Yeah, so Black Friday, we're going to get that gig settled. We'll be playing a matinee gig like 4 to 8 Black Friday. Be there.
Nice.
You'll be there.
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. You may be gone.
I may be out of town.
Yeah.
I got to travel for every damn holiday. So, like, that's just the rule.
Yeah, that's what happens when you leave home, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. You got family in different places, and you got 2 separate families, and they're all in different places. So you're always going somewhere.
Yeah.
And we're like the Lone Rangers out here in the Wild West.
Yeah.
We're the only ones in this area, so nobody's coming here.
Yeah.
We've had people here for one holiday, one time in 19 years.
Yeah, I get it.
Yep.
I always wondered, I guess I'm at that point now, like Maureen and Phoebe and I were having dinner the other night. We were talking about Thanksgiving. And she was like, well, what, you know, like if Nick and Bree end up getting married and like, how's it all going to work? And I'm like, well, when you're young, you have to go to everyone's
You
house.
go to both. Yeah.
You go to both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're in the same, as long as you're in the same town.
Yeah.
You know, we got a trade off. We like 1 year's Thanksgiving in Susan's family and Christmas in mine. And then the next year we flip them.
Yep.
We just kind of keep doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For years, it was 2 meals. And like Maureen's dad was, I loved him. He was great. God rest his soul. But we would like go to my house first and eat. And then you go to their house, it's like, oh, come on, bullcrap, you're going to eat, you know? And you're just like, oh, my God. I literally can't.
Yeah. I've never done the 2 meal day. I never even had a chance.
We've always done it.
That's
At
crazy.
least 2 meals.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a third place for dessert or
Desserts,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Which is fun.
Yeah. It does sound like fun. You get
And-
the early game for one house and the late
Yeah.
game for another house.
I gotta respect the people who do Friendsgiving like the same week as Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
That, I mean, it sounds lovely on one hand. On the other hand, it also seems exhausting, and that I would be like completely Thanksgivinged out at that point.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad because we typically have Thanksgiving here at the office. I think it's actually the day before, like
Yeah,
Thanksgiving
it's somewhere
Eve.
around there. We had that potluck.
And I never eat because I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? It's like I typically only have Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving. I don't know if I've ever made a turkey in April, which is stupid.
I know.
It's just a bird.
I always think that on
It's just a
Thanksgiving.
big chicken.
Like, we should do this again in a couple months. And then we never do.
Yeah.
But we do it for Christmas, though. Our family does the same thing. Thanksgiving dinner on Christmas. Most of the time.
Yeah, I guess we did too.
Yeah.
We were big. The Glovers are ham people.
Yeah, okay.
I like ham.
Part of our family is, and the other part's not.
And I'm iffy on ham. It's a
Same.
situational thing.
To be honest with you, it's got to be really good.
Hard same.
But like I love
Like,
Guy's Ham and Eggs over at Chris's.
Oh, okay.
Ham sandwich is okay. But just like slicing off a big hunk of ham and eating it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
No, thank you.
It's
Really?
got to be.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
It's got to be the famous one that it's for me. What's the honey baked one?
Oh, honey baked
Yeah,
ham.
Got to be that. If it's
Yeah.
not that, I'm probably not in.
Man, I love ham. I like whenever you get like a piece of the like rind of the ham and it's real chewy. I'm like,
Yeah.
ham fat is especially bad.
Oh no, it's not.
Real man, you're
It's
a ham
especially
girl over there.
wonderful.
I like ham fat.
You're
There's
no
something.
longer a razor. You're ham
I'm,
fat.
I'm
fat.
what?
Ham fat.
Ham fat.
Because she
All
loves
right.
ham fat.
Or ham rind, one of the
It
two.
just keeps getting better and better for me.
Time for ham fat touch. Rich, time for ham fat touch. I like when you get the citrusy ham and then the ham rind has a little like orange juice baked into it.
Okay.
And it's like
Ooh,
a chewy,
All right.
chewy zest. I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I have like a sick enjoyment of it.
Yeah. One of my favorite Thanksgivings, I think, was 2 years ago. You guys will remember when I got most of Thanksgiving dinner from Capital,
Yes.
but they forgot to put turkey in,
Yeah.
or I forgot to ask.
It was like all sides.
And so Phoebe and I went to QT and we got like 12 hot dogs. So we had hot dogs and dressing, and it's
You know,
pretty fun.
as
Gourmet side.
I'm not the biggest turkey person. That actually sounds like an upgrade to me. All the Thanksgiving trimmings, but then your main protein
Yeah.
is a QT hot dog.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
it
be
wasn't
mad.
bad.
I'd be pretty excited for that.
I was thinking about last night how much when I was a kid and even as an adult, how much I loved bars. Like, I'm not a big drinker. I was for about 5 years in my 20s and then it just kind of stopped. I mean, I'm not sober or anything like that. I just don't like getting drunk anymore, but I still love a bar. And I mean like an old bar, like a wood dark bar with Schlitz signs. And I remember going like when we'd go to the American Legion on Fridays to get fish. And my dad would let me go up with like a $5 bill to get our sodas. And every time the bartender would be like, get you a highball. And I'd be like, I'm too young, just like. And I know now they have like non-alcohol bars. I don't need that, but I just kind of miss the aesthetic.
I understand.
Yeah.
I like a mocktail. That's
Yeah, I
what
don't
we
mind
did. Yeah, during the U.S. Open, I was like, all during the U.S. Open for tennis, they're drinking those honey deuces. And I'm like, man, those look good, but I don't want to drink alcohol. I'm just not a big day drinker at all. I don't drink much. I'm like you, Dave. So we just made them mocktail style. What a delight to have a cocktail with no alcohol in it. Highly recommend.
What makes it a cocktail versus, I don't know, something else?
What do you mean?
Like, does it have to have a certain number of ingredients, or is it like when is it just like, well, I'm having orange juice?
Yeah, I think it's just the cocktail without the alcohol,
Is
right?
it just like the mix? But I'm like, it's because it's
Oh.
mixed up. Like you maybe have seltzer water in there or whatever.
Oh, you mean like what makes it a mocktail?
Right,
Rather,
right,
yeah.
right.
I mean, I wouldn't call an orange juice a mocktail, but yeah, I think
Right.
it's just you're mixing a
like
couple
multiple
things
juices
together.
and some. All right,
Yeah.
gotcha. That sounds good though.
It was yummy.
It sounds like a thing I would definitely want to do at home, but I wouldn't want to pay $15 for it if I was
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
like, wait, pineapple juice, orange juice, lemon juice, and some seltzer, and you want to pay $15? Sorry.
Can you guys help me on my show prep?
Hello.
Hi.
Wow.
How you doing?
Sorry.
On my show prep last night, I wrote down Andrew 30%. Does that mean anything to anybody?
30%.
I'm stumped. and he's on the phone, so he can't tell me.
Well, it rang, so
Was it about the show yesterday, do you think?
I don't know. It's one of the first things I wrote down last night.
Okay, what's the question? I'm sorry.
I wrote down Andrew 30%.
Ooh, okay.
Did it ring a bell?
Let's see. 30%. No,
Yeah, me either.
none really. Is it 30? Was I doing 30% of something? Was I talking 30% of something? What did we do on the show yesterday?
I don't know. It'll come to me, I guess.
this could actually be a hell of a game show.
Right?
Take your list and just ask us, what does Dave mean by this? And
Yeah.
we can just try to write down
Yeah.
and see if we can get it.
Yeah. I also needed to clarify yesterday, Wheels, I did a show, a segment, little story about how dolphins are washing up on the beach in Miami-Dade and they have Alzheimer's. And the people in Miami-Dade have the highest incidence of Alzheimer's, and they think it could be because of neurotoxins in the water.
Oh,
And I had 3 people email me last night, 3, and say, what are the dolphins doing to let people know that they have Alzheimer's? Like, well, they're dead. Like, they're,
I'm sure they're doing an autopsy.
it's an autopsy.
Yeah,
Like, I
right,
think
right,
they
right.
pictured like dolphins like not making any sense and
I get you. Yeah.
getting lost in the beach.
Yeah.
I didn't know quite how to answer that. I kind of wanted to make fun of them, but I didn't. So it was about Alzheimer's.
You refrained
Yeah, they really
until now.
they shot me a bounce pass. Man, I saw something. This is exactly the kind of thing I'm into. The woo-woo kind of stuff. I've never done anything stronger than cannabis. I'm very intrigued by psilocybin and things like that from a mental health standpoint, but I wouldn't want to just do it in my house. I would want to do it like, with supervision. But I saw this story about a guy who, when he was in college, smoked salvia, which I'm not even sure what that is, but I know it's next level. And he said he took a hit of it, and by the time he exhaled, his friends were watching him, and he was only out of it for about 7 minutes. But he says, and he's now in his 50s, he said that during that 7 minutes, he lived an entire lifetime. He was a child. He was a grown-up. He had a wife. He had kids. He was old. And he said that he's never shaken it. He said, it's not like a dream. He said, I had a life. And that life was as real to me as this one is. And he said, in some ways, it was better. And he spent his whole natural life, 30, 40 years, lamenting the fact that he's no longer in his drug-induced life. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
There was a Star Trek Next Generation, I forget what it's called, something, and Picard goes down to a planet, and the planet's dying or dead, and they wanted to tell him their story, and so he lived a whole life on that planet and had a wife and kids and the whole thing, then woke up on, Starship Enterprise. But that's just such an interesting concept to me. I think there's a Rick and Morty about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, I don't know that
To
I
have
would
like
want to.
30 years of regret.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like your real life never measures up to your fake drug life. That seems like a reason to avoid that drug.
Matrix Hypnosis says it's not all that crazy, not from the perspective of a past life regression hypnotist, that is. I think Matrix needs to come in here and regress Andrew.
So maybe that was a previous life
Yeah.
instead of like a lived
A
one.
drug-induced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, assuming that past lives are a thing, do you guys think you're new or you had past lives? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this your first run at it?
Okay. If there are past lives, and if what your job is to grow and evolve as a person, I would say the life I'm living now would be about 60% the way through to my enlightenment. Like, I think that I've learned a lot of lessons this life. Had it kind of hard, learned a lot of lessons. It's not over yet. So I feel like, although this life has had a lot of anxiety and heartbreak in it, that if that's really what we're doing, that I've passed halfway, which feels okay. but I don't think I'm like, oh, now I'm going to Nirvana after this because I've just killed it. Like nothing more for me to learn here. So, although I would like to know what Andrew 30% means.
Mhm.
Retirement shouldn't feel like balancing a checkbook while blindfolded. I'm Gary Goldberg, and my team helps you see the big picture so you can retire younger, richer, and with less anxiety. Because guessing is not a strategy. Tune in to Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg Saturday mornings at 7 here on KMOX.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring Outlet, the easiest, simplest live that I do all day, the easiest, simplest live that I've ever done. It's flooring. And when it comes to flooring, like everything else, right? Like recently I've had a bug up my butt looking at drums. I have 3 drum sets. I don't need any drums, but it's exciting to look at drums. And when you look at drums, you have really good companies like DW and Ludwig and Pearl and Yamaha and Sonar. And within those, you can get an entry-level kit. You can get a professional kit that's not a gazillion dollars, or you can get the $10,000, this is the nicest drums that we make in the world. Same way with flooring. You have Shaw and Coronet and Mohawk, and those are your DWs and Ludwigs and Pearls. And within those, you have like a kind of a starter indoor-outdoor kind of carpet. It's great. It's great quality, but it's not what you want in your formal room. Then you have the normal carpeting. This is good enough for anyone in the world. Then you have the luxury, where it's that room that as a kid that your rich friends, like you couldn't even go in there. You certainly can't take Kool-Aid or pizza. We have it all. We have it at better prices than anyone else because we know what we mark up, and we mark up less. We shake your hand. We look you in the eye. We don't follow you around the store, but we're in the store if you need us. It really is kind of perfect. MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. You don't hear fast-talking disclaimers in our ads because the claims we make are 100% transparent. The Lance Drury Law Firm primarily focuses on one thing, IRS problems, and we're regulated by the Bar Association, and we have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. IRS issues are serious legal issues. The Lance Drury Law Firm has helped thousands of clients navigate the best resolution plans, and we tell you up front exactly how much it'll cost. Tax resolution law is all we do. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Drury Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Call today to schedule your free consultation with me, 314-260-6120, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
It's Tom Ackerman for Ophthalmology Associates, the doctor's doctors, 314-966-5000, or online at youridoc.com.
If you need to sell your home to buy a new home, it's never been more important to have an experienced negotiator you can trust. You need my friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty on your side, fighting for every dollar for you. Check out thegelmanteam.com. That's thegelmanteam.com.
KMOX is everywhere. 1120 a.m. Streaming live on the Odyssey app and now at 104.1 FM.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Zachary James says, I like the fact that you guys play the local spots during commercials. I'm a nerdy radio guy who likes to listen to other stations around the country. Welcome, Zachary, fellow nerdy radio guy.
That's cool.
Very cool. Dave Hines is here. I think he's an LA guy.
He's now what?
I think he's an LA guy.
Oh,
Dave?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night I was making Kurt watch something on the stream from yesterday. And
guys love that.
I had to wait through a couple commercials, and one of them played. I was like, oh, I like this commercial. I'm like, the voice actor's really good. He was like, okay.
Zachary's from Sioux City, Iowa. All right.
Nice.
I can tell you one reason I know I'm not moving on after this lifetime, why I'm not fully evolved and formed. Andrew brought me some pasta from the kitchen, and he brought me a plastic spoon.
Yes.
And it immediately broke.
Yep.
And rather than using the scooper feature, I used the stick to eat the pasta.
That's an interesting choice.
Yes.
I did notice that.
And then Wheeler, the genius of the show, goes, maybe if you put the stick inside the manicotti. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty good idea. So I just did that.
He's like stabbing him.
God's watching. He's like, I think Glover's almost out. Never mind.
He needs a little more training. Let's put him with Ramsey next time. Chef Ramsey.
Moses is like, he's using the stick part. Why are you investing so much in this guy? Had another weird one last night. I was watching the baseball game, and do you remember the part where the guy was cutting the turkey? The broadcaster?
I heard he got sick from it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what they.
Oh, that's interesting.
I just saw a story today that his partner thought or said he hopes he didn't get the food poisoning because apparently he felt sick later or something.
Oh, wow.
Because the turkey was not done.
Okay. Well,
it was pink.
During the broadcast, one of the broadcasters was showing the way he cuts a turkey breast, and he cut it up and he goes, this way, everyone can have some delicious skin. And look, I love turkey skin, chicken skin, ham rind. But every now and then, isn't it weird that you go,
yeah,
oh, we're just eating skin.
Yeah.
Like they got skin, like I got skin. Not exactly the same, but close enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird the things that we just go, yeah.
Well, and we're so removed, like the average person, I should say, is so removed from like the killing and cleaning and packaging and selling of the animal that it's really easy to never think about it. But
Yeah,
in
that's
the
so true.
olden days or what have you, if you're having chicken, you probably just went and got that chicken from your backyard that morning and plucked it yourself.
I am old enough to remember my grandma Smith, my mom's mom, wringing the necks of chickens or whatever they were. She was out in the back.
She was doing this
40.
move?
Yeah, she was doing that move.
She was doing the Arsenio?
Yep. That was weird. Yeah, they didn't have indoor plumbing until I was alive. Like they had an outhouse. Scariest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You used it?
I don't remember using it,
but it was there.
My brother was a photographer and he took some pictures of me in it. Like I still have those. So I remember it well. And I remember they said, if you ever have to go, just take a big stick and run it around in the hole to make sure the spiders or the mice or whatever don't get you. I was just like, it's the worst thing I can even imagine. Sitting on a cold wooden pot with spiders down there.
Yeah.
Use a big stick.
And I'm supposed to relax?
Yeah. Have a good time.
I'm supposed to spend 2.5 hours in there? Come on now.
Sears catalogs out there for you to wipe with.
Never realized how much of a city kid I really was until I hear these types of stories.
Yeah.
Well, not really. Suburb. Like, I don't know. We're one of the first. My generation is probably one of the first that is like we were just purely suburban raised.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Not in the city, not in the country. My parents probably a little bit of the suburban raised, like the kind of beginning stages of that.
And Rach and Andrew and I are all small town.
Yeah.
Which is another thing.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys about the sale that Mosby Building Arts has going on. You got to hurry, though, because this one is ending on Halloween. Now, after Halloween, they will, of course, give you a great deal, especially if you say you're from KMOX, because they've been a part of the KMOX family now for decades with Mr. Mosby doing the Saturday show. Hey, Andrew, Can you hear me? He's not. Is this Saturday when I'm doing the Mosby show?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Do you know what time that is?
Noon.
Okay, cool. So listen at noon, and I will be on with Rich Orris. Anyway, the basements, lower levels from $5.99 a month, front doors, entry doors from just $69 a month. They have lots of other sales going on lots of other areas of your home. Definitely worth at least checking it out. Go to callmosby.com. Just remember, it ends on Halloween.
The Cardinals season may be over, but in St. Louis, sports never stop. The Chiefs are chasing another championship. Mizzou football is making noise, and the Blues are back on the ice. Every weekday at 5, Rush Hour Sports keeps you ahead of the game with news, traffic, weather, and the biggest stories in sports. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bertie Nicholas, 3 trusted voices St. Louis fans count on. Rush Hour Sports, weekdays at 5 on KMOX.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is brought to you by Age Smart Community Resources.
Weather patterns are active on the northeast coast. They're active along the west coast. We have a high pressure for us, keeping us kind of warm for this time of year. Partly to mostly sunny skies this afternoon, 82 for the high tonight. Clear skies, 70s for any evening plans you may have, 61 for the overnight low. Wednesday, sunny, right back to 82 degrees again. And Thursday, sunny, and you got it, right back to 82. Some scattered showers coming into the picture Friday and into Friday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
1 in 4 employees is also a caregiver. The CARES program connects them with expert support, helping reduce stress, boost retention, and save your business money. Learn more at hsmart.org or call 618-222-2561, serving 7 counties in Southwest Illinois.
All right, I've been telling you guys about this new bistro case that they've got set up at Schnucks. It's really cool. Let's say you're stressed from your workday. You've got after-school activities going on with the kids. Sometimes you don't feel like cooking and you're tired of takeout. Maybe you're just stuck in a rut with your weekly meal rotation. Let Schnucks help you out with their new bistro case in the deli department. It's full of unique restaurant-inspired dishes like blackened salmon, barbecue pulled pork, garlic grilled chicken, side dishes. We've got Mediterranean green beans, sesame noodle salad, loaded twice baked potatoes. You can mix and match these things, do an entree and 2 sides. It starts at just $9.99. That's more affordable than takeout, and it's going to be delicious and fresh. And it's the convenience of picking it up while you're already shopping at Schnucks. So get it for lunch, get it for dinner, but stop by the bistro case in the Schnucks deli department. Ask a teammate for a sample today. Try it for yourself, and make sure when you're shopping, you're using your Schnucks Rewards app.
Let's face it, planning for retirement can be overwhelming and stressful. And with the headlines full of record inflation, changing interest rates, the threat of a recession, and the possibility of Social Security disappearing, all feel like roadblocks to reaching that retirement finish line. All of these issues can have a major impact on your life savings. So the question is, what are you going to do about it? Well, join us for an exclusive educational event October 21st and 23rd. Discover the tools, strategies, and insights you need to make informed decisions about your financial future in retirement. Seating is limited, and you must register to attend. Call 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. 636-230-8824.
Dave Glover, celebrating 25 years.
Hi, this is Cardinal broadcaster Ricky Horton. I am a first-time caller, long-time listener, but I just wanted to wish Dave a happy 25th anniversary of broadcasting excellence. Not only are you great at what you do, but you're my man. You're the best, Dave.
Sponsored by Law Office of Susan L. Ward.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX 134. The new line of Doritos will be introduced that are protein packed. Evidently, this is going to happen with lots of potato chips and crackers and things like that.
Protein is extremely trendy right now.
Sure is.
But it's also just good for you. I mean, Wheels can attest to that. He eats protein all the time.
It's a protein monster.
All day.
Yeah.
Yep.
What if it tastes worse?
Just depends on how much worse.
Yeah. Because I've had there's a brand called Quest.
Yeah, they're all right.
That they have like Doritos style protein chips. No, they're not as good as a normal Dorito, but if you're having that craving and you want to get the protein in, it's good. I know Starbucks has a bunch of new like protein infused matcha lattes and regular lattes. Haven't tried those because if I'm getting a coffee, that's not really the time I'm trying to get my protein in. But that being said, like I'll sacrifice a little bit of taste for some extra protein for sure.
Good time if you want to, Rach. On the show sheet today, you had the argument debate that Chris and Amy had this morning about SNAP benefits. You want to set the stage?
Yeah, I was excited to catch a little bit of this conversation on my drive in to work today on the Chris and Amy show on KMOX because I had seen an article this morning while I was show prepping. Soda, candy, and desserts could be banned under a new basically, Governor Kehoe's office announced late last month that they wanted to change Missouri's SNAP program. And basically, it would just focus on healthier food and discontinue SNAP eligibility for things like soda, candy, and desserts. This is a tough topic. And again, I really appreciated hearing Chris and Amy talk about it because they were coming at it from different points of view. I understood both of their points of view. From what I was able to catch, it seemed like Amy was all for this. She wants people to be buying healthy food if they're in this situation. And Chris was saying, you know, it's really not my business. I don't want to police what people do. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I can hold both of those things in my mind.
I get it.
There doesn't seem like there's a right answer. Because ideally, yeah, you do. If someone's using SNAP to buy their groceries, yeah, you want them to be getting like grilled chicken and lettuce and apples and all that stuff. But at the same time, who am I to be like, no, your kid can't have the bag of Skittles at the checkout line. Like you don't deserve that. You're not allowed. Like, okay, if someone wants to make an unhealthy choice, why does the state of Missouri get to interfere with that? So it's just
I see
tough.
both sides.
Yeah.
But there's an answer to your query just then.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they get to interfere is because they're paying the money.
Yes.
Which is a big deal because it's millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that if people can't, if they're food insecure and they qualify for SNAP benefits, then we, all of us a few dollars a day or a year or something are paying for those people to be more food secure. And like, I actually went to look at what the law says, and it's right in it that, to reduce hunger and malnutrition by providing low-income households with the ability to purchase nutritious food. So I'm more Team Amy on this one. I understand from Ranji's like, oh, I don't care about anything kind of, persona, like let them eat cake. Who am I to say they can't have, Cheetos and Twizzlers? And I get that because you don't want to feel like your parents when you were little and they're like, you have to clean your plate or you have to sit here and you can't play baseball.
Right.
So I get that. But at the same time, if you're going to be making policy decisions, shouldn't you be providing the most nutritious food you can?
Yes. The issue is a lot of times people live in what's called a food desert where you don't necessarily have access to the freshest, healthiest foods. So if you go into a grocery store, they're not necessarily going to have what's in our minds when drafting legislation like this, where it's like, they're only going to eat healthy. Well, what if you can only stop at a gas station that day to get something to eat? You already can't get hot food on SNAP. So now you can't get a fountain soda. You can't get candy or, like a Snickers bar. What's really the difference between like a Snickers bar and some of the protein bars? They're going to do basically the same thing for you. The other concern is when writing up this type of stuff that says like, oh, you have to stay away from this, you are potentially kind of boxing out things like protein bars. We're just talking about protein earlier in the segment. That is something that's healthy and you should be able to purchase if all you're allowed to do is buy healthy foods. But if it's kind of falling into the same category as a candy or whatever, it just becomes.
I agree with that.
It becomes complicated.
I agree with that, like on that particular issue. And I hate to sound cold-hearted. I hope you guys know, hearing about my life and knowing what I do, I'm not cold-hearted. And it's the kind of thing that a guy says when he has a car and enough money to afford DoorDash, whatever he wants. But the fact that you live in a quote-unquote food desert, that sucks. But there are lots of things about people's lives that are challenging and suck. And I don't know that you just go, well, can't win, don't try. It's going to be hard for you to get to a Schnucks or a Dierberg's, so go ahead and eat, Nutter Butters.
The other concern is unhealthy food is typically cheaper than buying like organic stuff, healthy stuff, whatever. So the concern is that your SNAP dollars are not going to stretch as far if we have legislation that says you're confined to healthy food. And if you have 3 or 4 kids, that could make a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it feels like there's a middle ground. Maybe only a certain percentage can be used for quote unquote fun items. Maybe it's only 10%. And that way the majority is going to serve it, but then you're still treating people like human beings where they do have some ability to get something they like, get some cookies or buy some ice cream for the kids or whatever. I mean, to me, there's an easy compromise where you could say we need most of this to be stuff that's going to sustain you. And because I think the other public health concern, if you're looking at it from running a state, is crappy food leads to bad health, which leads to more expensive problems down the road from a health perspective, whether it's from dentistry to obesity to even bigger problems down the road. So, I mean, there's more than one consideration in it, and I don't think it has to be an all or nothing unless there's something about the law or something about the process by which the money is processed that makes that difficult to do.
And I think you just touched on something, Wheels. From what I understand, SNAP is like a card you swipe. And basically, it's just not going to cover certain categories of food.
Right.
As it exists right now, I don't think there's any way to like, oh, you reached your 20% of junk food for the month. No more.
Maybe you get a separate card.
Yeah.
Well, it's also
that can be used for anything. Like one card is for anything, and the other card is only for basics.
The SNAP benefits card is not all the food you're going to eat.
Right.
It's not nearly enough.
It's a supplement
to sustain.
Right.
Yeah. So if this is 25%, 30% of what you eat, I don't have a dog in the fight, but I also don't mind if the state who's paying for it, represented, by us, says you can't have soda and candy.
Yeah.
You can have all you want with your own money, but this money we're giving you has to be spent on nutritious things.
And I think that's fair. I mean, it sucks when you're in that position, but it's a fair way to look at it. Like, this is not meant to be, it's not built to be fully sustainable for a family all by itself.
Yeah.
It is there to add on, and they only want to add the good stuff. And if you have enough left over from your own funds after that, and you want to buy the cookies and stuff like that, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
But I do think I don't know about the technology, and maybe it's just too expensive to do a separate card or whatever. I get it. But there is when in any case, and I think we should, by the way, probably exercise this more as citizens for more things too, right? We really seem to care. It's our money. We should be involved. Well, you know what? It's our money that's going to the military too. They don't give us a say. We get nothing to say about that. And it's a lot more money than we're talking about for any SNAP program.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I do think we as taxpayers should always have input as to where our money is going and how it's used, but it should be universal and not issue by issue.
So we've had modern brains for 300,000 years. We've had history for 10,000 years, whatever. We've had the country for 250 years. Do you foresee a time when no one needs this? Or is this just a part of human civilization?
Kind of always has been, hasn't it? Was there a time when that didn't exist?
I mean, there was definitely most of the time when no one helped.
I mean, there was
at least not the state.
So we were talking about it last week, I think, the best economic time to live, not the time, because a lot of people had it bad in the 50s and 60s, right? We didn't have civil rights. I mean, women's rights were not near where they should be. There were a lot of people that had it bad. But from an economic standpoint, the gaps were the smallest. There was a lot more equality than there is now. Maybe it was better then. I haven't stopped, but I guarantee you there were people who were poor. There were people that didn't have enough food. I mean, that just, we know it existed. It's not like it wasn't there. So it must be a part of, not must be, it just is, because the nature of us, right?
Yeah.
Some people just can't stop.
Yeah.
Which means there will not be enough for everyone.
Yeah.
Man, regardless of whether or not you think we should be putting restrictions on SNAP like this, it's so interesting to think about the way legislation like this is drafted and the different loopholes you have to make sure to close up so you don't run into the problems like the protein bar and the candy thing. I am so fascinated by that stuff. Just the fact that you have to think through every possible outcome and then something's still probably going to go wrong and you're going to have to fix it at some point.
Yeah, you definitely should have gone to law school. Like you enjoyed, I loved law school. Law school was awesome. You just had these sort of arguments, then you went and drank and played golf.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, if I could have just kept going to law school, done and done. Let me tell you guys about my friend Tim, the owner of Triton Exteriors. Great guy. Spent about 20 years in the high-end restaurant business, so he is just now elementally focused on customer service, which is completely the mirror opposite of most exterior companies. I tend to have a theory that it just sort of, I don't think there's necessarily bad people or just like pathological liars, but decades ago, they started telling little white lies like, oh yeah, we'll be there on Tuesday at 8 a.m., knowing it'll be Thursday at noon. And then it just turned into a way of doing business. And we just got used to it. And it sucks. All the way up until they get the job done. It's just always in disarray and they're not showing up and all this kind of stuff. Not going to happen with Triton. Call them about roofing, siding, gutters, fences. They'll get back to you the same day. Chances are they'll be able to get to you within a couple of days and get your job done. They're almost always going to be the middle bid because they don't cut corners and they don't add to the top just because they can. 314-717-1159, Triton-STL.com.
Red Kingdom is back at FanDuel Sports Network Live in Ballpark Village. See every game on the largest screen in town. Don't forget about the $25 buckets, $5 cocktails, and the best tailgate food around. Grab your friends along with Kingdom OX and huddle up for the games at the best watch party in town. If you can't make it, but don't want to miss it down, listen to the Chiefs on Kingdom OX or Kingdom OX on the Odyssey app. For more info, KingdomOX.com/events.
Hey, it's Jeff Sachs at Sachs Financial. Did you know that you have a pension and there are ways to maximize how you take it? That's right. It's called Social Security. Find out more at retiresafestl.com/guide. That's retiresafestl.com/guide.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Recently, a new client called me and started by saying, Mr. Morgan, I really need your help, but I'm just a nobody. Those words stunned me, and I immediately called him back, and we're now helping him and his family after a terrible accident. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Everybody who comes to our firm at their time of need is a somebody. I grew up poor, but my grandmother was like a queen to us. At Morgan & Morgan, our goal is to level the playing field for you and your family at your time of need. The insurance company has unlimited money and resources. You need a firm who can fight them toe-to-toe. For right at 30 years, we have fought them in courtrooms throughout America. Our results speak for themselves. And always remember this, everybody is a somebody and nobody is a nobody. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about our firm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Welcome back, DG Ass on Camo X. You know what you're not hearing much about? The shutdown.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been through several shutdowns, and my memory is like on a daily basis, they were just fighting. And it was like hour to hour. It wasn't even day to day. It was like, let's get this done by midnight.
Yeah, like filibusters on the House floor type deal.
Yeah, and it just seems like both sides are kind of like, okay, this is happening.
Well, they've decided to squarely point the finger at each other.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is going to severely delay getting any work done because both sides refuse to admit that the other one has anything to do with it.
So it looks like they're going to have another vote tonight to fund the government. That's going to happen at about 4:30 p.m. our time. This will be the 8th time they've voted to try and reopen the government. But of course, they have to reach that 60 vote threshold.
Maybe I'm Pollyannish. Maybe I just don't understand the way things work. Well, not maybe. I don't understand the way things work. I've never been a politician. But this seems like one of those things that we should all be able to agree is off limits. Like, hey, look, we're not going to hold the country hostage and our fighting men and women and people who have benefits and Social Security and federal workers. We're not going to do that. And there should be harsher penalties on everyone in charge, the ones making these decisions or lack of decisions, not getting paid, not getting their health insurance, whatever it happens to be. But there's no downside for them. They're getting everything that they've always gotten, the politicians, and they're just, making hay for their next election, trying to get a soundbite in here and there on CNN or Fox. And I just think that should be off limits.
Well, are they even trying to negotiate? I mean, we have Mr. Art of the Deal in the White House. Where's the deal? Aren't you supposed to be the best deal maker ever? Make a deal. Get the government open, get people what they're supposed to have, get things working, make a deal. But we're not allowed.
I think Trump is using it to his advantage. Yeah. And Schumer, did you catch what he said a couple days ago? He was caught saying, every day this gets better and better for us.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
Not a good look.
Why is this hard, man? I know why it's hard, because total victory is the only acceptable outcome for anybody.
Right.
Like, we got to win. We got to.
True.
And you know what? You're not winning when you're ruining people's lives.
Kev,
how many thousands of jobs have they just eliminated?
Let's not let that pass. That is so simple, but so important. Is in my lifetime, in probably the last 20, 25 years, as a paradigm shift, we've gone from, hey, I may not like you, I may disagree with you, but we both agree we're going to work this out. We're going to compromise. And then at some point, I'm not sure which side shot first, but that became not just not acceptable. That's wrong. Compromise is wrong.
It's weak.
You want to get everything right now. And as I've said many times, it's so strange to me that, because most things mirror everything else. Nothing else in your life is like that. You don't get everything you want. No one gets everything they want. No one gets close to everything you want. You're lucky if you get half and half. If Rach and I are negotiating on something, you're lucky to get 50%. But somehow in the last 25 years, like Phoebe and your nieces, like, they're not going to know that that's how it used to be. They're just going to think, oh, this is what you do. You try and get everything.
It's amazing in a country of 330 million people that we don't have enough interest in running things for everyone. I mean, like, when you look at the presidential election, 77.3 million people voted for Donald Trump. 75 million voted for Kamala Harris. So what's the difference? What percentage difference? It was 49.8 to 48.3%. Now, we know that that it's not decided by popular vote. That's not the argument, right? We know that it was in the what do you call it? The Electoral College. We know that it was a huge electoral win. Right? It was 312 to 226. Not debating any of that. Just talking about the practicality that at least 48% of people that vote in this country did not vote for what's happening now. And it's okay. When you win, you get to have the power, but you still need to govern everyone. And there is no more. So, what's crazy is the slogan is "Make America Great Again." You should be making it great for everyone.
Yeah.
Not just for people that decided that you were right.
Maybe I don't have strong enough convictions. Maybe that's the problem. But I just don't have anything in me that if I won, that I would be like, okay, now everyone's going to be bald and get DoorDash all the time. And like, I would have no thought that you are going to be like me.
Yeah.
It would just be, okay, you're going to live your life. I'm going to live my life. I think we got it right in the beginning for the most part with the Constitution. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion.
And from.
Yep. It just kind of made sense. And we found a way to dick it all up.
Hey Illinois, this is Ben Barnett, board certified master arborist and owner at Timberline Professional Tree Care. Sorry St. Louis, this message is for our friends in the Metro East. Did you know that most Missouri-based tree contractors can't legally travel into Illinois? This is due to federal motor carrier regulations that require large trucks and their drivers to be registered with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration in order to travel across state lines. Almost all other tree services in Missouri fail to meet the requirements for safety, drug and alcohol testing, and equipment maintenance that are required for interstate travel. Here at Timberline, we meet and exceed all of these requirements and would be glad to travel across the river to meet all of your tree care needs. Call us today at 636-479-7475 for tree fertilization, pruning, insect and disease treatment, or complete removal. Or visit our website at stltreecare.com. That's stltreecare.com for service in the Metro East area.
Tell you guys about Neovitin. I think you know about Neovitin if you listen to the show. It is a locally created, made in the U.S., which is important because of the regulations. It's next to many Chinese products, and just because something's from China doesn't mean it's subpar, but it does mean that they don't have regulations. So you hope that it has all the things that it says that it has. With Neovitin, you know that it does. 20 ingredients, vitamins, antioxidants, omega-3 fish oils. I don't like taking big pills. I never have, actually, but the older I get, the less I like it. And these are very easy to swallow. No problem there. Take 2 pills a day. Cost less than $1 a day. A portion of that, the proceeds of every bottle are going to go to cancer research in honor of our founder, Dr. Ken Ribicki, my doctor and my very good friend going back all those years. If you would like to buy it locally, do it right off the shelves at Schnucks and Deerbergs or online at neovitin.com.
Debt payments keeping you up at night? Credit cards, medical bills, personal loans. If you owe more than $10,000 in unsecured debt, we can help you settle for less. At JG Wentworth, many clients cut their debt by up to 50% before fees, potentially saving thousands of dollars. Even if your credit is damaged, we can help. And remember, you don't pay us a dime unless we reduce your debt. Call 877-CASH-NOW. The call is free. The consultation is free. And the bigger your debt, the more we can help you save. Act now if you owe $10,000 or more. Call 877-CASH-NOW. That's 877-CASH-NOW. Call right now. Your path toward financial freedom starts today with JG Wentworth. 877-CASH-NOW. Results vary. Not all debts qualify. Debt resolution impacts credit and may increase what you owe. Average savings before fees, 43%, 25% after fees. JG Wentworth does not pay debts or provide legal, tax, or credit repair services.
I hear from sellers all the time that they fear they have missed out on the selling market. They are so relieved to learn September, October, and November are strong selling months. With low inventory and hopefully lower interest rates, this fall will be a hot one for real estate. I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. You may have heard me say, why pay more than 4 for years? Now it's why pay more than 2, saving you even more money. Call me 314-441-4444 And remember, why pay more than 2?
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri, Kansas, and Nevada.
Mama's on the Hill, home of the toasted ravioli. The holidays are quickly approaching. Let Mama's make it easier for you to relax and enjoy with your family, friends, and coworkers. Mama's is available for banquets up to 125 guests. We also offer catering and carryout for any size group. Mama's can provide your favorite pastas, chicken, veal, and steak. And don't forget about Mama's holiday gift certificate special. A $100 gift purchase gets you a complimentary bottle of house wine and an extra $20 gift certificate. To book your reservation, call 314-776-3100 or mamasonthehill.com.
Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Breaking News. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we've got a partly cloudy sky. Right now, it's 81 degrees downtown at the Arch. Developments involving the St. Louis Sheriff. Let's take you live outside the courthouse. KMOX's Sean Malone. Sean?
Michael, St. Louis City Sheriff Alfred Montgomery is currently in jail for allegedly retaliating against witnesses in his federal misdemeanor case. That retaliation not only landed him federal felony charges, rather, it has now resulted in his bond being revoked. According to prosecutors, Montgomery used a burner phone that he obtained after he went on bond, adding that witnesses testified he referred to it as such. And this phone was used when he was recorded by a third party calling for the removal of 3 witnesses who he says spoke to the federal government. This burner phone was such a sticking point for Judge Bodenhausen. He said he could not see past it, saying that while he would love to keep Montgomery out of jail because he is an elected official, he did not know how to otherwise put conditions on Montgomery's release that he would abide by. So as it stands right now, St. Louis City Sheriff Alfred Montgomery is in jail. Live outside the federal courthouse, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
And outside the courthouse, Montgomery's attorneys were upset they were unable to turn the hearing into a mini trial.
Counts 4, 5, and 6 of the superseding indictment, Judge Mason was prepared to testify under oath, given a lifetime of integrity that this man has earned, that Sheriff Montgomery, based on his firsthand knowledge, did not commit these crimes.
Mayor Spencer has issued a statement that says, quote, "The absurd situation at the sheriff's office has reached new heights and must now come to an end. I urge Sheriff Montgomery to do what's right for the city and resign his office." Major news organizations, including Fox News, where Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth used to work, are refusing to sign on to new restrictions about what can be reported from the Pentagon. Broadcast networks and print outlets are being forced out of workspace at the Pentagon if they do not agree tonight. CBS News is declining to agree to the restrictions. Eleanor Watson is the network's Pentagon reporter.
CBS has had an office here for decades where it has covered every war since World War II, including recently the fall of Afghanistan, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, October 7th, and so on. One of the reasons we're in this hallway, clearly marked for the media, is to be close to the Public Affairs Office and the Pentagon press briefing room.
The New York Times, as well as conservative leading Newsmax, are among the media outlets refusing to sign on to the restriction. St. Louis firefighters are battling a blaze at a 2-story brick church in North St. Louis at this hour. Heavy smoke showing when crews arrived at the scene near North Market and Dick Gregory Place. The battalion chief on scene has now ordered all firefighters to evacuate the building and fight the blaze from the outside. All companies have been accounted for. Day 14 of the government shutdown, and CBS's Stacey Lynn reports the White House is not budging.
OMB posted on social media it's prepared to batten down the hatches and ride out the Democrats during the ongoing shutdown. Writing, quote, "Pay the troops, pay law enforcement, continue the rifts and wait."
The president announced this weekend the administration had identified funds to pay the military tomorrow. From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com, a changing electric vehicle market is going to cost GM a lot of money. Reporter Jeff Gilbert's in Detroit.
GM will take a $1.6 billion charge against its fourth quarter earnings and has warned that more of the same could be coming in the future. GM bet big on EVs, then the government changed emission rules and also ended tax incentives for the purchase of electric vehicles.
The Dow from Stifel this hour is up 430 points to 46,498.
Weather patterns are active on the northeast coast. They're active along the west coast. We have a high pressure for us, keeping us kind of warm for this time of year. Partly to mostly sunny skies this afternoon. 82 for the high tonight. Clear skies. 70s for any evening plans you may have. 61 for the overnight low. Wednesday, sunny, right back to 82 degrees again. And Thursday, sunny, and you got it, right back to 82. Some scattered showers coming into the picture Friday and into Friday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray at 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We've got some clouds. It is 81 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Happy Tuesday to you. Gorgeous day out there. If you're on the stream, which, by the way, you can join us anytime on Facebook or YouTube. You can watch us do what we do. And you can see that I have three ladies here with me in studio. Brandy Jelks is the Diamond Divas Program Director. Kim Jones, Living on Purpose Coaching. And Kimberly Beardsley is with Purina, talking about the 5th Annual Domestic Violence Awareness Rally and Walk, which is happening this Saturday, October 18th. Ladies, welcome to KMOX.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So obviously, very dark, very important topic, which most of these things are, right? If you go to a walk or a rally, it's Alzheimer's, it's suicide prevention. Who wants to talk first? Tell me about it. Tell me. Yeah.
So this is our 5th annual Domestic Violence and Rally and Walk. So what we did, like you said, things are dark. Some type of tragedy has happened behind these causes. Likewise, but in this case, we want to celebrate survivorship, right? We want to celebrate the advocates that do the work, the families that support, and things like that. So we bring together a good time to celebrate, and also bring recognition to really what's going on. Yeah. One of the biggest things is we have expanded our resource track. So we started off with one double block. Now we're at 2 double blocks. And the goal is to be the biggest resource fair this year in 2025, making sure that they're there. So individuals that are going through domestic violence or have come out, that they have the support and the agencies and the resources that they need. You might still be in, but come down, because there are agencies that can assist, because it's so silent, right? A lot of people, where do I go when I leave? How do I get out? Things like that. So we want to make sure that we create a place where all the resources are there. If it be for you, a friend, whoever that is, to be able to get the resources and know and make a plan. We need a safety plan when you leave these situations. So that's the whole goal behind it. As well as we have the marching band that leads our rally. We have the dance teams. It's like a mini parade, a rally, a walk. We have warm up with Chaz Joy. And then this year for our 5th annual, we're having our finale performer is going to be Dirty Mugs.
Nice. Nice. Very cool.
So, yeah.
So I don't know, thank God, much about this personally. This hasn't touched my life yet.
Right.
But I used to be an attorney and I did a lot of divorce work. And what I can tell you from my experience is, unlike a lot of issues, this is no respecter of person. Black, white, rich, poor.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't discriminate.
Illegal immigrant, citizen, it doesn't matter.
Right. Absolutely.
People are in situations like this. And like you said, it's silent.
Yes.
It's even, and it's not just because it's behind closed doors, but many times it's silent, like you don't tell anybody. You don't tell your mom. You don't tell your sister or brother.
Right. Because you're dealing with embarrassment.
Yes.
You're dealing with isolation.
Yes.
That's the number one thing. They want to get you away from people that care about you, so they don't have the opposition of telling you.
Especially if it's happened before.
Right.
And then it's, I told you. What do you expect to happen? I told you.
Right. Yep. So
it impacts 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men. So I think people just don't even understand how prevalent it is. And that, if you're sitting in a group of 3 people, that most likely one of those people has been impacted by this.
Yeah. Go have lunch with your girlfriends and somebody's going through something.
Yeah. I have so much change for me. I think most men are like this. When I had a daughter, I have a 20-year-old daughter at KU.
Right.
And it's all I think about. It's like I worry about it all the time. Like
Right.
boyfriends, getting roofied. So you just like with my son, whether I should or shouldn't have, it was just like, go have a good time at Mizzou, don't get arrested. And with my daughter, it's just constant hand wringing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't do this. Make sure you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Don't trust this person. Don't trust. And you hate to do that. It's like you have to teach young women and men. You have to teach them, but you don't want to just scare them,
Right.
so that they don't have a life. And it's a fine line.
But I think everybody needs to be aware.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
we service, we service intimate partner. Our grants are for intimate partner relationships. So that can look many different ways. So we know LGBTQ, a lot of them do not come forward. They're dealing with a lot of things in silence, or the police are showing up. It's a cat fight. It's two women fighting. No, that's a domestic violence, an intimate partner situation that needs to be addressed appropriately.
Yeah.
As well as men. We service men as well. So we have men that, like you said, they need to be empowered. They need to not be diminished as a man, things like that. That will put them in those situations sometimes as well. So we are dealing with a wide spectrum. Like I said, it does not discriminate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any way to know? I'm sure there are lots of statistics out there that I don't know, but is there any way to know, is it getting any better? Is it getting less prevalent? Is it getting worse?
So no, it's just consistent.
Yeah.
So it's consistent what it is. What I have seen though, what we're dealing with is more violent. The abuse is more violent. We're talking about gun violence and retaliation towards not even them, but even their families and things like that. Now, there has been an uptick in women responding, and we have some clients that have actually shot and killed their abuser. So looking at those cases so now we're able to see what it looks like on this side, and also the other side, just helping them get reestablished.
Yeah.
So.
Kimberly, is Purina like a sponsor? Are you guys?
Yeah, so Purina's been involved in this issue for almost a decade because we know that only 3% of domestic violence shelters accepted pets, and almost half of abuse survivors would delay leaving because they couldn't take their pet with them. So over the past 8 to 10 years, we established the Purple Leash Project that provides grants to domestic violence providers so that they can make renovations and can accept families with pets. And right now we're sitting at about 20% of all shelters accept pets now. There's one in every state that accepts pet, but we still have a lot of work to do. And so we've been supporting the Rally Walk for about 4 years now. And what I love about this event is, like Brandy said, it really is celebrating survivors. It's as much as it's a dark issue, it's a really upbeat atmosphere to be at on Saturday. And it's really, bringing all of the resources together, all the groups that care and can help and can support, bringing those together and really showing up for the community.
So, Kim, do you do work with people who've been abused?
I do. So at Living with Purpose, we service the whole person, whatever that looks like. I've gotten calls from Brandy that said, hey, Kim, we got an individual who needs help with education, employment, family formations, which is teaching families how to function and structure within one another. We jump right in without a doubt. It's just something that it's prevalent in our community where we're located in the Baden Riverview community. So we see it a lot, and we are able to call Brandy as well and say, hey, Brandy, we got a situation. Can you help us out? So it's a definitely a give and take relationship. We jump in wherever we can and however we can.
What advice would you give for someone who maybe isn't going through domestic violence themselves, but maybe a friend or family member is? I think I had seen a stat a couple times. It's like it can take 7 times before you
7 or 10 times
to fully leave the situation. That's got to be at times frustrating, discouraging for other people in your life. What advice would you give to those people who are trying to support the victim, trying to leave the situation? What's the best way to offer support without overstepping or just doing something wrong?
Just continue to support them.
Okay.
And it might look different, right? It might look like at first like you're all in, and then you help them and then they go back. Don't give up on them, because it's going to take 7 to 10 times for them to fully get that out their system. So it might look different the second time, So, okay, no, well, I can help you with this. I can help you with that. Then another, like, a lot of people's like, just leave. People say that. It's not a just leave. People are uprooting their whole lives sometimes and moving them and their children somewhere. So we have to, if you're going to truly offer help, give them the resources. What does this look like? Help them make a plan. Offer us, you can stay here for 3 months until you're able to, but these are the guidelines, because we know that there's a possibility, to return. But what does that look like? And set boundaries for yourself, because it's very emotional. It's hard for family to stay in that space, but it might just look different every time that they do go back. But just never all the way give up on them, because that could be the time they truly need you. They're truly ready. It could be life or death as well.
And it really is one of those until you walk a mile in someone else's shoes, because and I'm just kind of spitballing here from my experience as a divorce attorney, but an abuser usually doesn't present as a monster, and they can be very charming, and they have some sort of hold on that person. That a lot of times it's not just, I don't have a place to go, I don't have the money to do this. They don't want to leave that person. They have that hold on them, and Kim, you must see that all the time.
I do, and honestly, I'm a survivor myself. I was in a 13-year relationship that it didn't get physical until the end, but it was very verbal, emotional. I mean, it was a lot. And actually, what's funny is after I left that situation, doors opened left and right for me. My life changed, but I put it so far in the back of my mind to the point where I didn't acknowledge that I was a survivor until maybe 2024. Yeah, maybe about 2024, when Brandy had asked me to speak at one of their programs that they host. And I was at that program. I was about to walk out, you guys. I was about to leave, because I'm like, wait a minute, I just got triggered. This is me. Like, I see these individuals up here talking and telling their story. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. I'm a survivor. I did not acknowledge it for years. So they helped me to acknowledge that I went through that. I overcame it. I was okay. And I didn't even realize it, because I was just like, nope, we're going to keep it back there. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. So I am grateful for Diamond Diva, what they do, because they truly help people.
Yeah. Outside of the rally this Saturday,
right?
Tell me about what you guys do and how people get in touch with you.
Okay, so Diamond Diva Empowerment Foundation, we work with survivors of domestic violence. We assist them with stabilizing their lives, right? So after you've left a situation, what does that look like for you? So we are funded by the city of St. Louis with the Office of Crime, Prevention of Crimes. So what we do there, that grant allowed us to start doing 2-week hotel stays. So if you are fleeing a situation, we can put you in a hotel, give you 2 weeks to kind of figure some things out, and what is your next step. And with those funds, that just really, a lot of people are fleeing and don't know where to go. There's only one other, I think, agency that really does emergency shelter when you're leaving a situation. And that's one of the most critical times. The death rate goes up to 75% when you're fleeing a situation. So having a plan is a big thing. I'm going to keep talking about that plan. So we are able to assist with those plans. The other part of it is 57% of individuals that flee a situation or leave a domestic violence home will end up homeless. They most likely will end up homeless. So we want to prevent. So we're not just fighting domestic violence. We're also that homelessness as well. So we can make sure these families stay together and we get them a good place, safe place for them and their families. And then the guts of our program, where we really start, was first and last month's rent, is what we help and try to get them connected with landlords that would give them second chance if there were evictions and different things like that. So it was really a housing program. And for a long time, people was like, oh, they have a shelter. They have a shelter. No, we know that there's a housing or a bed shortage. There's a bed shortage in these shelters. We cannot, supply beds for everybody that's homeless. this. So it's like, okay, what's creative? What can we do that people, because ultimately you want to get out of the cycle of the actual shelter. So what we started doing was paying first and last month's rent, helping them get stabilized. Along with that, we have an educational program where we do financial literacy, bringing those that skill set back, or if they never had that skill set, if they were financially abused or never taught during childhood, teaching those skills. We partner with a lot of banks. So those are our programs, and you can get in touch with us at www.def.org. And our number is 314-328-4348.
Yeah, that's
And
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice work. So this Saturday, October 18th, when, where, what times?
Okay, when, where? So we're going to be in the Grove.
Okay.
Our event pre-registration is at 9. If you have not already registered, it's a free registration. We want people to come out and support this cause. It's a free registration. You can purchase your shirt once you get there. If there are any left, there will be limited shirts, but they will be on site that day, and we will walk and rally until 2:00. So we will have, it'll be jam-packed with entertainment, hearing survivors speak about their the things that they have overcome and all of that great stuff. And there'll be a lot of merchandise. There'll be the dogs. Farina will be there. They'll be taking pictures. Living with Purpose will be there. They'll be giving out all their great things. Walmart is one of our sponsors as well. So they're the title sponsors. So the stage and the Dirty Mugs brought to us by them. So we just want the community to come together because everybody knows somebody that has been affected by domestic violence.
Yeah.
So let's, how does that look? Support looks different in all kind of ways. Just coming to one of these rallies, getting the information, because we just never know.
Nice work, ladies.
Thank
Good luck
you.
on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Every week on the Moth Podcast, we share stories that are funny, strange, heartbreaking, and above all, true.
I myself have been married for 56 years. Unfortunately, to 4 different women.
It turns out the people I was looking for all my life is what you people would call nerds.
Follow and listen to The Moth on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
House stealing. It's a nightmare that's real. It's the FBI's term for thieves stealing your home's title and draining your equity. Just one fake document filed with a recorder, and scammers can own your home on paper, drain your equity, and do it all without you even knowing. Imagine waking up to a foreclosure or eviction notice. Listen to former title thief Matt Cox.
What people don't realize is the ease in which this crime can happen. I can take the deed to your house and I can transfer that deed into my name. It's a great crime, and it's happening all the time.
So how can you stop the nightmare and protect yourself? Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO and get a 30-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Don't wait. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now, promo code RADIO.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop. Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
A topic on the show all the time, whether we mean it to be or not, is just how difficult life is and how maybe like never before we have so many things coming at us and so many stimulus and so many of them are negative. It's so nice when someone makes something easy. And I know that buying replacement windows is not going to cure your life, but I can tell you this. They're going to make that process super easy at Universal Windows Direct. That's their whole thing, really. It's just great windows, great people, great prices. And for the love of God, make it easy. Don't make these people crawl over broken glass just to make a purchase of your product. So from the time they show you the windows and the sales process and all of that, it's going to be very, very simple, and it's pretty straightforward. You buy 2 windows, you get 2 for free with no limit, 0% financing for 3 years, $500 off your total bill. And you mentioned the DGS. Locally, call 314-334-2522 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com.
Attention business owners with a net income over $500,000. You need to work with a tax strategist that understands your entrepreneurial mindset. Download the most recent white paper written by E3 Consultants Group titled The Power of a Professional Tax Strategy Team. Go to e3wealth.com/radio to obtain a copy. It's time to learn about wealth and tax strategies that protect your personal and business economy. E3 is ready to help you think differently about your finances. Educate, empower, enlighten. That's the E3 difference.
Celebrate the spooky season with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129. Take 15% off your air duct and dryer vent cleaning. Book online at ZeroResSTL.com and take advantage of the huge savings.
Hey, Dave, it's Tamara, the flavor temptress, and your good friend from Clementine's Ice Cream. I just wanted to say congratulations on 25 years. Not only are you the sexiest man in daytime radio, but you're probably the only man with the best looking feet. Here's to the next 25. Cheers to you, my friend.
104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Stronger than ever.
Welcome back, guys. DGS and KMOX. Our radio brother, Dave Hines. Y'all always do fantastic segments with nonprofits. Really feel like I got a good idea of who they are and what they're all about, Dave. That means a lot. Thank you. Jake, serious question. Why so many commercial breaks? Above my pay grade, Jake. That's,
pay the bills.
Yeah, paying the bills.
It's not that many. It's no different than any other station, though, really. Because sometimes a lot of people will tie the newscasts into quote unquote breaks, but newscasts that's content. That's not a break.
Yeah.
It's not us, but it's still content.
Yeah. And all I can tell you is we do a lot of like live endorsements. That is just a sign of a healthy show.
Yeah.
So we should be around for a while longer.
Yes, that's a good point.
If you notice,
when you stop hearing commercials, that's not a good sign.
Yeah. It's time to find another show.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Very interesting. I really
Scary.
loved talking to those ladies. I didn't, that segment flew by. Like we ran out of time to ask questions. I really hope that Diamond Diva Foundation is going to schools and other community events. It is so vital to communicate this kind of information to young people so they know what to look out for. Not to victim blame them in any way, but it is just very helpful to be like, okay, here's how these situations can start. If you can get that kind of knowledge to someone early, it might prevent them from ever being in a situation like that. So
yeah.
But just having conversations like that, extremely important, and they do an amazing job of getting their message across.
Did you guys get to hear that?
Yeah.
Sitting in there, yeah.
Yeah, really wonderful stuff. I was excited about this segment. I knew it was going to be, it's such an important thing, and it's not something that there are.
I mean, 1 in 3 women.
It's
That's
for
insane.
For as widespread as it is, there aren't enough, foundations and support groups that deal with things like this. You know what I mean? It's sort of in my opinion, it's sort of a blind spot in the community sometimes. So being able to highlight people like Diamond Divas is just,
It's one of those things, man. So much of this and so much of what we do is about bringing things out from the margins. Like the way I talk about being mentally ill, just so that you can start the conversation, because conversation about any topic is one of the most important and powerful things you can do.
The Cardinals season may be over, but in St. Louis, sports never stop. The Chiefs are chasing another championship. Mizzou football is making noise, and the Blues are back on the ice. Every weekday at 5, Rush Hour Sports keeps you ahead of the game with news, traffic, weather, and the biggest stories in sports. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bertie Nicholas, 3 trusted voices St. Louis fans count on. Rush Hour Sports, weekdays at 5 on KMOX.
If you or a loved one wants a trusted partner to help you age with purpose and independence at home, the EverTrue Anywhere Care team offers world-class in-home services for older adults, including physical, occupational, and speech therapies. Formerly Lutheran Senior Services, the caregivers at EverTrue Anywhere Care assess your needs and customize a plan for you. Call 314-597-6498 or visit evertrueanywherecare.org. That's evertrueanywherecare.org.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley for i3 Broadband, the internet provider in the Pauley household. I think you'd love it if you had them as well. We've got the 2 gig package at our home, 2 gig upload, 2 gig download mirrored, and we're spending less money than we did with the cable company for lesser service. Plus, right now, they've got savings over $400 beyond their already low standard pricing. You got questions? They've got answers. Call 877-976-0711, and they've got people there who can answer all your questions, or head to their website, i3broadband.com.
We take you now to Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Weather patterns are active on the northeast coast. They're active along the west coast. We have a high pressure for us, keeping us kind of warm for this time of year. Partly to mostly sunny skies this afternoon, 82 for the high tonight, clear skies, 70s for any evening plans you may have, 61 for the overnight low. Wednesday, sunny, right back to 82 degrees again. And Thursday, sunny, and you got it, right back to 82. Some scattered showers coming into the picture Friday and into Friday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Brought to you by Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. Hi, Margaret at Eamon Gantner and Capriano. I was suddenly widowed at 41. We had a will. Do you? Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. Choice of an attorney is an important decision that should not be based solely on average.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call the Lance Story Law Firm today and let us get between you and the IRS. We'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems and they need to be handled by an expert attorney team who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURY, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Dave Glover, celebrating 25 years.
Congrats to the Dave Glover Show. 25 years of stories, sarcasm, Sasquatch, spirited debates, and more laugh-out-loud moments than listeners can count. Congratulations on the most authentic show in St. Louis radio.
Sponsored by BioBalance Health and BioBalance Skin.
Welcome back, DGS 232. Best radio guest in the world. Attorney Brad Young joined us now. Hello, Brad.
Hey, Dave.
Brad, what kind of music are you into?
Well, what you were playing right there, you know, I was listening to Foreigner back when I had hair. So it was, in fact, I think Foreigner was the first concert I ever saw down at SIU Carbondale.
Sweet. That's a good first concert, man.
Oh, it was great. Except my my buddy, he had used some substances that were illegal at the time.
Sure.
And he kept staring at the bathroom door instead of the concert the whole time.
That'll happen.
To this day, I don't think he remembers the concert.
How much hair did you have at your best?
Oh man, there's a picture of me behind my drum set when I was playing for a rock band, and I had hair down to my shoulders.
I got to see it.
You know, oh, it's a good one. But now, of course, if I've got hair on my ears, I think it's a good thing.
Isn't that true? Dude, you're so right. You're so right.
He's got a comb up.
I don't have hair on my head, but it's everywhere else. And then
Oh yeah, no doubt.
every now and then, Brad, I don't know if you'll do this, but it's just like God just poking me. Every now and then, I will wake up with like a 2-inch hair growing out of my forehead. And I'm like, really?
Yes.
Serious? What, am I going to part it?
Yeah, I wonder, how is this one follicle survive whatever massive amount of genes that has destroyed all my rest of my hair?
You're
How
right.
did this one survive? I don't know.
It's a desert rose. Fighting against the elements. I'm here. Look at me. I'm still blonde. Let's talk about a couple court cases. Court to consider circumstances in which police may enter a home during an emergency.
Yeah, this is interesting. This comes out of Montana, and a guy's girlfriend calls the cops and says, "Hey, my boyfriend's going to commit suicide. Come quickly." So the cops show up, and they knock at the door, pound on the door. Guy doesn't come to the door. They look at the window. Is the window open? They yell, no answer. They see an open holster of a pistol, but there's no gun. And they see a notepad that the cops said they thought it was a suicide note. So they break down the door. They go in. The guy isn't dead, but he shoots the cops when they come in. They don't kill the cops, but he wounds them. And then they arrest him for lots of things that they found inside the house. His argument is the cops showed up, broke down the door, didn't have a warrant, and so therefore the search and seizure is illegal. It's going up to the Supreme Court on this issue of what does it take if cops think it's an emergency? What is the standard supposed to be applied for the police? Are they supposed to just stand there and do nothing until they get a warrant, which could take days? Or are they allowed to go in the house if they think that there is a medical emergency? That's what the court's going to deal with.
See, Rach, this is literally what you do in law school.
It's fun.
Yeah, you argue, and the professor calls you a moron. So where do you come down on this one, Brad?
Well, there's a couple of cases going back to 2006, which uses a weird standard. They say an objective, reasonable standard for them to enter without a warrant. And the guy in this case, the shooter, he wants it to be probable cause. And probable cause, as you know, is one of the highest standards to get what they could enter the house without a warrant. I don't think the court's going to go that high, because if you look at this case, they did have objective evidence. They had the testimony of the girlfriend. They had the knocking at the door and no answer. They had they could see through the window that there was an empty gun holster. And so that's objective evidence for them to conclude that this guy's going to hurt himself if he hasn't already. So I see the court upholding it in this case, allowing the cops to go in and search.
Because in this case, it went all sideways. But you can imagine another case where the guy is going to commit suicide. They don't go in. He shoots himself, and then they're in trouble for that.
Right, because then the family sues and said, well, you knew or should have known that he was going to commit suicide, so you should have gone in and stopped him. Now we're going to sue you. Yeah, it's one of those things with cops so often. Literally damned if you do, damned if you don't. But here I do see the Supreme Court upholding the Montana Supreme Court and saying that this was a valid search.
Brad, do you think this ties in at all, is in any way connected to, not directly, but like maybe in the outcome of this case, to a lot of the swatting cases that we've seen, where people are calling and saying this person's a threat, they're going to go shoot it up and, send the police, and then everybody goes in because you're thinking this person's an immediate threat?
Yeah, that's a great question, Wheels, because does that call in of itself amount to objective, reasonable evidence to enter a place without a warrant? I don't know that a call does. But if you have a call, like in this case, you have a call combined with their own visual evidence when they arrived at the scene.
Right.
I think that clearly rises to that level. But I do think that's still an open-ended question. If they just receive an anonymous call, the person doesn't identify themselves, and then they show up with the SWAT team, can they break down the door? That happened in Kentucky, and people died because the cops showed up at the wrong house.
Right.
And they shot and killed somebody. So there has to be some line in the sand to say, this is okay, this is not okay, and hopefully the court's going to give us that line.
So, Brad, a couple more stories to get to. I have to do this one first because we have to talk about St. Louis sheriff headed to jail while he awaits trial.
Yes. We talked about this briefly the other day about this train wreck of a situation with Sheriff Alfred Montgomery. But listen, this is a great example of one of those situations where his initial crime wasn't all that serious. That was, he handcuffed an employee. It was on video. She didn't commit a crime. They just had a disagreement, and he fired her, and so he had her cuffed, and Perp walked out. I mean, that's bad enough. But once he was charged with that, and that's when the whole Andrew Bailey quo warranto action started. Then, though, now the cops have recordings of telephone calls where he's calling his employees. He's telling them not to cooperate with the FBI. He's firing individuals who did cooperate. He even bought a burner phone so that he couldn't be recorded. The judge asked him if he had a burner phone. He says no. And then the police show up with records of him buying a burner phone. So, I mean, this guy could write the book on what not to do. And he's been under house arrest wearing the ankle bracelets. But now he's going to the Gray Bar Motel now because the judge put him in jail because of his risk of continuing to tamper with witnesses.
Any thoughts on that, guys? I think we're all just kind of rolling our eyes.
Yeah. Did you see? I don't know if you guys saw it. I saw it during the break. But the mayor has now commented on this situation on Twitter. Basically, it was probably about 25 minutes ago, something along those lines. Basically saying this has gotten out of hand. He should resign. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that was the situation with Kim Gardner. That once the mayor came out and said, yeah, I can't support you anymore, Kim Gardner. I mean, that was the handwriting on the wall, as it were. But in this case with Alfred Montgomery, his quo warranto action is going to trial on November 14. And I do see him being removed from office on November 14, or as soon as the judge renders a decision in that case.
Brad, if he is removed from office, whether it's him resigning tomorrow or waiting till that November 14th date, would they then have a special election at that point?
Boy, I haven't looked at the rules on whether they'd have to have a special election or whether there could be an appointment made until the next available election. Those are generally the two options. It would be kind of expensive to have an election just for this.
Yes.
So it may be that there would be an interim sheriff until such time as there could be another election. That would certainly be a lot cheaper.
Supreme Court takes up Republican attack on Voting Rights Act in case over black representation.
Yeah, this is a situation that continues to be a problem, because what you have is that you have a situation where the Voting Rights Act requires that you don't split up districts to eliminate minority voting. And that's something that we're dealing with right now, even in Missouri, when it comes over to Kansas City. But here's what's interesting about this Louisiana situation. The court ruled that, I don't think it was the Supreme Court, but the Court of Appeals ruled back in 2020 that this one attempt to redistrict Louisiana was invalid because it was an attempt to bust up a traditional black voting district. So a group of, and they're called, and I'm quoting here, quote, non-African American voters, unquote, that's the name of it. They filed a lawsuit saying under the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution, you cannot use race as a factor because now you are discriminating against the white people based upon the decision to not allow this district to be gerrymandered. So now you've got two different things that are being pitted against each other. You have the Voting Rights Act, which is a law signed into law by President Johnson in 1964. You've got that on the one side, and then you've got the 14th Amendment on the other. How do you resolve this conflict? This is going to be not just an interesting case intellectually, but it's going to impact all of these attempts to gerrymander and redistrict voting districts across the country, whether it's in California or right here in Missouri or elsewhere. This is the case that will decide those issues.
And which way do you think it'll go?
Wow. This could be a close decision. I don't see well, let me pause, because John Roberts at the Supreme Court has been a strong advocate of saying the way you stop discriminating on the basis of race is to stop discriminating on the basis of race. And so I could see a majority here saying that because you are in essence discriminating on the basis of race when you create these voting districts that cannot be touched, I could see the court saying that race can no longer be used when it comes to the establishment of voting districts. I could see that happening.
We're just talking about the shutdown and how it's definitely quiet right now out of Washington. What do you think is going to happen here?
I think this is going to be a long, long shutdown because unlike shutdowns in the past where we've seen a lot of angst, I mean, there's not a lot of angst. I mean, the public is kind of like, yeah, well, so what? We know it's going to get resolved eventually. It always does. I'm not all that worried about it. I think it's going to take some type of crisis for this to be over. And unfortunately, I'm afraid that crisis is going to be some sort of a airline crash or something with the air traffic controllers who go on strike and it shuts down all of the airports across the country. There's going to have to be something massive to force both parties to negotiate, because right now, I don't think anybody cares. As long as that happens, the government will be shut down.
All right, buddy. You're the best. Thank you, Brad.
My pleasure.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here for Supplement Superstores. Look, if you could be 20 pounds lighter by Christmas, what would you say to that? Well, look, it ain't going to be easy. Nobody's here to sell you any kind of easy trick fix. But here's what's happening at Supplement Superstores. They are doing the $25,000 Operation Transformation Challenge. So it's 8 weeks. It's free. It's happening right now. So it's a simple process. You just go into Supplement Superstores and sign yourself up. And I'm signing up too. I'm hoping to get to the 20. If I don't, it doesn't matter because any progress is good progress. But here's what you get if you sign up for the challenge. Custom meal and workout plans that are made for you. Diet-friendly recipes, including for the holidays, weekly progress scans and accountability, access to Supplement Superstore's private Facebook community, weekly prizes and giveaways, 24/7 support from real trainers and nutrition experts. Everybody that works at Supplement Superstores fits into those two categories. They are there to help you. And then the best part, of course, is you can win money. So the top transformation wins $10,000. And in the new partner division where you sign up with a friend, that partner the winners of that win $15,000. So I'm joining. I'm trying to get better in advance of the holidays, so I'm not waiting until the New Year's to start losing weight or to drop some fat. Really is what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about weight. I'm worried about bad weight. So spots are filling fast. Signups are going to close soon. You can join Operation Transformation today at supplementsuperstores.com or go to supplementsuperstores.com to find your location.
We started Neovitin because we wanted to create a multivitamin for ourselves. That's why we focus on quality ingredients and formulas with our multivitamins. Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins are formulated with over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our 4-ingredient physician-formulated proprietary blend for the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins a try for yourself. Find them at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
KMOX proudly supports the Musial Awards, returning to Stiefel Theater Saturday, November 22nd. You can be in the audience for this nationally televised event, hosted right here in St. Louis. Named for Stan the Man, the show celebrates the year's greatest moments of sportsmanship and those who embody class and character. Experience the extraordinary moments and people that make the Musial Awards an event like no other. For more information, KMOX.com/events.
From your friends at Lombardo Homes, congrats to Dave Glover and the DGS Show on 25 years of building something great. Thanks for keeping St. Louis entertained, informed, and laughing all along the way.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-384-9393. That's 800-384-9393.
If you're still waiting for a sign, here's another one. At California Psychics, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work for us. So we only connect you with the best. That's how we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Dramatic sound effect incoming. Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
$250 DG as happy Tuesday to you. Stream's active today. It's fun. John Poe says he's digging my Expos throwback jersey. Thank you, John. One of my favorites. It's almost time for the baseball jerseys to go away, boys.
No.
Time for the football jerseys?
I don't know. I kind of go from, this is my first year to wear baseball jerseys every day. But I usually go from V-necks to hoodies.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps it's
winter clothes are hard for me.
Long sleeve hooded baseball jersey season.
You know, like the stuff I used to wear when I was younger, I'm not going to wear now.
All right.
I was big on like button down Oxfords with a sweater vest.
Oh,
really like that
When
look.
is it turtleneck season?
I loved turtlenecks.
Did you?
I can no longer wear them because I look too much like a turtle.
They're doing their job.
But before I did, I used to like them.
There was a time I had a few, and now I can't stand it.
I
don't like it.
Yeah,
the mock ones are all right, but
Yes.
even that still feels like a lot.
Couldn't agree more. I'm fine with a mock neck, but having all that fabric around your neck, it can feel very claustrophobic.
Should I go for cravat season during the winter?
I would love that.
There's no way.
That would make my year.
Not unless they have clip-ons.
I would be like, are you feeling okay? What's going on with you?
What if I went with scarves? Again, I'm not making fun of anybody else. I'm just saying it would be hilarious on me.
Jake says they better wear a Bulger jersey, otherwise he'd be upset. Jake, I have a funny story about that. When Mark was traded to the Ravens, they were going to play the Steelers, and Mark's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And he sent me his new Ravens jersey, and I was flying out to watch him play in Pittsburgh. And I'm like, I'll probably wear my Ravens jersey. He goes, don't. And I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, buddy. I'm fine. He's like, literally, you'll get killed.
He didn't want you getting beat up.
Yeah, he's like, no offense, but you're not Pittsburgh tough or Baltimore tough. Don't wear my jersey to the Pittsburgh Stadium. So, yeah.
And then especially, be associated. Well, though he's probably still really popular in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I mean, just hometown kid, played college there.
I would think so.
Well, he didn't play college. He went to West Virginia, but yeah.
Yes.
Right down the road.
You guys know what Shrekking is?
I don't know.
No, and I'm a little afraid to
Yeah, it sounds
guess.
bad.
So it's a social term which means basically dating beneath your station.
Yeah, that's pretty mean.
Like Fiona went with Shrek, and it worked out pretty well. And Shrek wasn't very attractive. Then again, Fiona wasn't a prize. And now it's being co-opted professionally. That Shrekking professionally is working at a job that's beneath you so that you can look like a rock star.
Doesn't say much about you.
Yeah, I don't understand how it's like, and I look good. Like,
You know what I'm going to do?
guess.
I'm going to start hanging around with grade school kids so I feel tall.
Yeah.
It's kind of it.
I want to play basketball against 10-year-olds. I can dominate those little jerks.
Do you think there's anything to it, Rach, of an empirically attractive woman trying to hang out with empirically less attractive women?
I mean,
We used to talk about that back in the day. The guys would be like, oh, she's just hanging out because blah, blah, blah.
I mean, I don't know if it's like confined to women, but I do know what you're
Good
talking
point.
about. You know, I think there are some personality types where it's like, yeah, I want to be on top. So let me enter into a situation where it's just easier or more expected for me to be on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that absolutely can happen.
Yeah, again, that probably doesn't speak well of how you think of yourself.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No offense to my former friends or my current friends, but my move has always been to be king of the nerds. Like, just in my neighborhood, I happen to have been like the best athlete.
There's
and
a
this
difference
and that,
between
and-
comfort and achievement, right?
Yes.
If you're comfortable around a group of people, that's fine. Then they're your people.
Yeah.
If you're like professionally going, I don't want to work very hard. I'll look better if I'm in this place where I'm not really living up to my potential. Well, that's a different thing. If you're comfortable around people, that's all that matters with who you hang out with, right?
Mm-hmm.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. We can reawaken any space to make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
This is Kyle Bush with Crinch Financial Group. For over 6 decades, we've helped St. Louis families and businesses plan with purpose and live with confidence. Life changes, divorce, loss of a loved one, or an inheritance. It can be overwhelming. We provide the resources, long-standing support, and thoughtful guidance you need to plan ahead. With our help and experience, you don't have to navigate these transitions alone. You can move forward with greater clarity and confidence. Your goals, our mission. Start today at kfgadvisors.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, member FINRA/SIPC. Prince Financial Group is not a broker dealer.
Mama's on the Hill, home of the toasted ravioli. The holidays are quickly approaching. Let Mama's make it easier for you to relax and enjoy with your family, friends, and coworkers. Mama's is available for banquets up to 125 guests. We also offer catering and carryout for any size group. Mama's can provide your favorite pastas, chicken, veal, and steak. And don't forget about Mama's holiday gift certificate special. A $100 gift purchase gets you a complimentary bottle of house wine and an extra $20 gift certificate. To book your reservation, call 314-776-3100 or mamasonthehill.com.
Hi, Stacy with Fairwinds Rivers Edge Senior Living in St. Charles. Are you a senior seeking a fun retirement? Do you want less work and more play? Do you want to enjoy great food that you don't have to cook? Then I know. Stop what you're doing right now and call Fairwinds. Set up a time to visit and have a meal. Meet some of our awesome residents. Check us out online at fairwindsriversedge.com. We hope to talk with you soon.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-207-4545. That's 800-207-4545. Once again, that's 800-207-4545.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we've got sunshine. Right now, it's 82 degrees downtown at the Arch. Sheriff Montgomery is behind bars after his bond has been revoked. Let's go live to the newsroom. KMOX's Sean Malone was in the courtroom for this. And Sean, how did we get here?
Yeah, Michael, Sheriff Alfred Montgomery's alleged actions have finally gone too far for one judge to handle after prosecutors revealed the recorded phone call that landed him felony witness retaliation charges was made with a burner phone. That was the last straw for Judge Bodenhausen, who said he couldn't see any conditions he would be able to place on Montgomery that he would abide by. Also, a pretrial officer testified Montgomery was combative during the early stages of his bond and was not fully forthcoming about the amount of firearms that he possessed, claiming on a form that was handed in within the first 24 hours of his bond that he had 6 firearms, when in reality he had 14 firearms. So as it stands right now, St. Louis City Sheriff Alfred Montgomery is in the custody of the U.S. Marshals. It's not clear at this time which jail he'll be heading to. Live in the newsroom, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
And attorneys for Sheriff Montgomery were asking he be allowed out of jail on the condition a committee headed up by the sheriff's attorney, David Mason, would make all employment decisions. Mason is representing Montgomery in the Quo Warrento case against him. KMOX asked if there should have been greater insulation between this employment committee and the sheriff's attorney.
You know, you don't go outside the institution to do this. Now, if the judge doubts that I'm a credible person, well, he has the right to decide the credibility of all witnesses.
Attorney General Catherine Hanaway has been in the midst of a Quo Warrento fight to remove Montgomery from office. She said in a brief statement, it's impossible to do your job from behind bars. Montgomery should resign immediately. There's a big fire at a North Side church this hour. Let's take you there. KMOX's Maria Kina.
This is a fire that started burning more than an hour ago at North Market and Dick Gregory. This is the church, Bethel Christian Church. It's not clear if it is operational, but just seconds ago, half the building collapsed as firefighters continue their aerial attack on this church. As of right now, there are no reports of injuries. Live in North City, Maria Kina, KMOX News.
As former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan starts serving time for corruption charges, some Illinois lawmakers are calling for serious ethics reform. Dean Abbott has that.
House Minority Leader Tony McCombie said as Madigan begins serving his sentence, it marks another painful chapter in Illinois' long and troubling history of public corruption, adding that each scandal chips away at the public's trust and further erodes confidence in our state government.
What's most disappointing is the silence from so many in the majority party. Lawmakers either unwilling to condemn this behavior or unwilling to take real action to prevent it from happening again. This inaction speaks volumes. Illinois cannot afford to keep repeating this cycle of scandal and shame. Meaningful ethics reform should be passed tomorrow.
Travelers are expressing concerns over the situation for air traffic controllers and other airline workers amid the shutdown.
This traveler at New York's LaGuardia says,
kind of stupid that, disagreements cause so many things and affect so many people.
This one adds,
I think it's unfair.
This air traffic controller notes it's the first day he's gotten a partial paycheck.
Now you're adding this factor of, hey, when am I going to get that next paycheck?
The Air Traffic Controllers Union's president says members are being told,
well, you'll get paid eventually. Well, that doesn't pay the bills today.
Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com, ChatGPT is quickly becoming the wave of the future, and now a big box retailer is teaming up with it. Here's Matt Piper.
Walmart is partnering with OpenAI to give shoppers a new feature that lets them complete purchases using ChatGPT. Users can ask it for things like best mattresses under $1,000 or a gift for an avid reader and buy suggested products from within the chat. OpenAI announced the instant checkout feature in late September and launched with Etsy. Now, using that checkout, shoppers in conversation with the AI-powered bot will be able to browse Walmart and Sam's Club's offerings through ChatGPT and complete purchases from within the app.
Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index. Here is Stifel's Scott Bedell. Scott.
Good afternoon, Michael. Hello, everyone. After a sharp downturn in the first hour of trading, most indexes bottomed and moved higher from there. At the 3 p.m. closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average had advanced 202 points, or just about 0.4% to 46,270. The Standard & Poor's 500 index, however, fell a little bit more than 0.1% to 6,644, while the NASDAQ Composite Index also lost ground, falling 0.75% to 22,521. The Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index was the best performing index in our realm, up 0.8% at 1,602. Helping that index to move higher, Commerce Bank gained 1.75% at $58.88. Emerson Electric up 1.25% to $129.77. Stifel Financial added 1.4% at $111.07. On the downside, Bayer Corporation down 1.25% at $7.89, while Build-A-Bear Workshop also down 1.25%. They close at $60.46. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to visit our website at stifel.com.
The mild to warm weather pattern for the middle of October is definitely in play on this Tuesday afternoon, partly to mostly sunny skies. We should top out at about 82 degrees. Tonight, clear skies, 70s for evening plans, 61 for the overnight low. Wednesday, guess what? Do it again. Sunny skies, 82, 61 Wednesday night. Thursday, sunny and 82. Scattered showers coming into the picture Friday and into Friday night, most likely lasting into Saturday, but it's not a big rainmaker. It's a little cool front coming in. From the Soliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by Ages Mart Community Resources, right now 82 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
1 in 4 employees is also a caregiver. The CARES program connects them with expert support, helping reduce stress, boost retention, and save your business money. Learn more at agesmart.org or call 618-222-2561, serving 7 counties in Southwest Illinois.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 307. Happy Tuesday. We're going to do Think Tank today. We had a really good Think Tank set up, and one of our members got sick. So it was just us until the end of the show.
DGS time.
Get what you get. You don't throw a fit.
DGSGD.
What are we going to talk about?
Nothing. Make sure you're with us on Thursday. It's our 25th anniversary show. We have a lot of friends from the old days. Tom Turbrock and Katie Cruz and Mark Close are all going to be here. It should be a lot of fun.
Very nice. I'm looking forward to that a lot. That's going to be a very fun day.
Me too. That'll be fun. Let's do DGS Happy Hour.
All right.
Anyone want to start?
I got one if you want to start with this thing that we've kind of talked about before.
Okay.
But I saw, I think it was a TikTok from a woman probably in her 20s, and she was just going on about how she wishes she had been born in the early 70s. And
I saw that.
That meant that, in the 80s, you had all of this stuff, 90s, no phones, free. Basically, here were the things that she highlighted. In the, growing up in that time, so you're a kid in the 80s, you have a lot more freedom than kids do now. You have the ability to go more places. You're not tied down by phones. There's a lot less pressure in the world. It's not, nonstop just being berated by what's happening all around the world around you. Goes into the 90s, how you're a young adult. It's a great time to be a young adult. Again, you're not tied down by a cell phone. You might have, a flip phone or a pager by the end of the decade, but really, you're kind of off on your own, and you're doing things because you have more knowledge, right? You're navigating because you know where to go. You're not waiting for a phone to tell you. You kind of know because you had to learn. You had to learn where everything was. You had to read maps and do all that stuff. So I think you and I agree. I know Rach and Andrew, you guys didn't live that, but what's the best part of that? Was the best part not being attached to a phone? Or in other words, you are just where you are, and that's it. And I always get people that'll ask, my kid will ask, how'd you guys ever meet up? Like you just said, we're going to be at this place at a certain time, and when you be there, or you get there at least somewhere near that time. And, if somebody's not there, you give them 10, 15, 20 minutes or whatever. And if they're not there by then, well, then too bad, you're on your own. But it was a lot more about planning and responsibility. And, you've got to do what you say you're going to do and be where you say you're going to be. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind. Mm-hmm. And that was how it was with your parents, right? You'd go to the mall and they'll say, all right, we're leaving at 4, better be here. Or you're at Six Flags. Hey, we're going to meet at 3:00 to head home. So, you better be at the entrance or you're in big trouble or whatever. There was more responsibility, which was, and I think a good thing. But what's the most appealing part to that time if you're talking about living it as an adult? Because she's talking about living it as a kid. Take it to where you're now in your 30s, 40s, 50s, but you're living in that time period. You're not attached to your phone. Work is not going to be bothering you when you're not at work. You don't have the internet. You don't have a computer at home to do your work from home. It doesn't exist. Now, that doesn't mean that every job didn't come. Like, if you're a lawyer, you're probably bringing documents home. You're bringing boxes of crap.
Yeah.
But it's not the same expectation now like it is now where you're always connected. Is that the best part?
Not to be all whatever, and this is maybe going away from the point you're trying to make, but I think the best part of that era being an adult was the lack of everyone hating each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't stress enough how much of the pressure cooker was turned down because everyone just lived their lives. There were people you liked and people you didn't like,
yep.
But you just navigated that. But there was nothing that I remember like it is today where you felt the need to declare your team. And that really took a lot of pressure off. Because then I feel like today we're not really allowed to live a free life in many ways. And back then you were.
I think, okay, maybe this is like a bummer of an answer. I think the best part probably was not being connected all the time and having that ability to unplug. But it's like, was everyone enjoying that while it was happening? Like, did you go home at night and go like, this is so great, I don't have to talk to anybody?
Oh, if someone would have shown us an iPhone, we'd have been like,
oh my God. What I'm saying.
Well, I brought it up. I brought this up with Susan yesterday because I thought it was interesting just because I knew I wanted to bring it up here. And she mentioned that she's super happy that she went to college when she did, because if she had a smartphone, she might not have left the dorm for the first part of freshman year because she missed home and, you didn't know as many people. And I bet that time was tougher if you were an introvert. If you were somebody that didn't really need or want to go places, but you wanted some connection. You have that now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, it probably depends on your personality and all. Like, there may be things now you're like, I would not want to have to always leave the house to connect with anybody, right? Because if back then, if you were not out of the house, you weren't talking to your friends. I mean, yeah, you have a phone call here and there, but it's not like now where you can have an ongoing text conversation over multiple days, just keep on going, or, a live chat where you can look at the person and talk to them the way that you can now. no Zoom calls with grandparents, none of that stuff. I think Dave, what you said is probably the best part, is that it was just a chill time. Nobody was immediately written off because of a bumper sticker on their car or because of the campaign sign on their lawn. I honestly don't even remember campaign signs on lawns. I don't know that I remember that at all from my childhood. Maybe it wasn't a thing. Do you remember it?
What I don't remember is I don't remember outside of my mom and dad having political discussions. They are both pretty political. They're staunch Union Democrats. I don't remember in mixed company ever hearing a political conversation.
Yeah, I don't either. Again, I was a kid, but even in the 90s, I was in college. There was nothing political on campus.
Yeah.
Nothing. The most political thing were like the three guys who were there advocating for legalizing pot.
Yeah.
Like that was it. And it was like three dudes.
Yeah. You had 4 people in the Young Republicans. Then you had a bunch of wannabe hippie 60 people.
I wasn't even aware of those
just doing their
existence
thing.
of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Rach, what do you got?
I have really bad news. Alec Baldwin and his brother Stephen Baldwin got into a car accident.
No.
These guys are just constant friggin' drama.
Yeah, right?
I saw this morning. Like, all of a sudden, Alec Baldwin's baggy eyes are on my TikTok talking about a trash truck ran him off the road. And next thing you know, there's a video of it. I'm like, what is?
Well, yeah. Okay. So Alec Baldwin rammed his car. Well, I guess it was his wife, Hilaria's car, head on into a tree in the Hamptons.
Mio Diaz.
He and Steven were like leaving a film festival or something. And he claims I was being cut off by a garbage truck and I had no choice but to, turn the wheel and suddenly I'm colliding with a tree. But then, like you said, Dave, they released the video. Newsmax released some video and they're saying that contradicts Alec Baldwin's statement.
First of all, how fast are you going if you have to do that?
The truck didn't actually cut him off. The garbage truck rolled through a stop before making a turn, giving Baldwin little time to slow down. Okay. But still, it's the kind of thing, it's like, I can't believe just the amount, like you said, the amount of drama that is constantly happening.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I better make a video and make a statement because everyone's going to be worried. And it's like, that just feeds into the drama more. But I think they love it.
Maybe this says something bad about me. I don't know. But if I shot someone to death, whether I meant to do it or it was just an accident, I would be laying so low.
I agree. I would do the same thing, Dave.
Just in life.
I think most people would be like, you know what? Maybe I'll take a couple of innings off from like being on social media or making a new reality show or whatever else.
If I got in an accident, the last thing I would do is make a TikTok about it. They'd be like, oh, there's the guy that shot that lady.
Maybe he wanted to distract because we're so close to the anniversary of the famous Starbucks tweet.
What was that?
This is like almost 10 years ago, I think. He tweeted, it was like a couple days ago was the anniversary of it. But he tweeted, Starbucks on 93 and Broadway. Uptight queen barista named Jay has an attitude problem.
Mm-hmm.
And
tell him, Alec.
People love to bring that up every time you mention, just because that's a very funny and stupid thing to tweet when you're like a millionaire.
That's funny.
It's very powerful in Hollywood. you tweet
mean tweets about baristas.
Mean bitchy tweets about baristas.
I got a quick one. Joe Manchin the former senator was being interviewed over the weekend on the Sunday shows. And the guy who was interviewing was just so effusive and just loves some Joe Manchin. He's like, tell the story about your boat. And so Manchin starts saying, I guess he has some giant yacht. I guess he's rich like every other senator. And he said, well, we used to invite members of the Senate to come out on my boat. And I would invite 5 Republicans, for example, but you couldn't come unless you brought a Democrat. Okay, so far I'm fine. So we would get together and have a good time on the boat. And he said the first thing we would do is we would get into a group hug and play Lee Greenwood USA.
God bless the USA.
God bless the USA.
People in Lee Greenwood.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to just go off on Lee. Because like Dave pointed out the other day, he's just working it. He's just trying to make some royalties off that song.
I say let him have it.
But if I came to one of your things and there was a group hug and you played Foreigner. I don't care what it is. At that point, I'm like looking, it's like, that's weird. And I hate to judge, but it's just like, I'm judging. It's a little weird.
Well, my happy hour was going to be a suggestion that we start every show with a group hug and play
Now,
some Foreigner.
I have to say, the
Some
hugging,
double vision.
you guys know me, I'm a hugger. That's the least of my problems. Doing it to music, I don't care what the music, you're just weird.
Yeah.
What if it was Metallica?
Even weirder. Plus, do you do it for the whole friggin' song?
I don't know.
Do you just stand there for 3.5
But also,
minutes?
like,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
one
everybody
thing-
just stands quietly like,
Yeah.
like the national anthem.
Getting weird.
I feel you, Dave. I'm not the biggest joiner in the world, so kind of no matter what the activity was, I would be side-eyeing it in some respect. Like, wait, I have to do this in order to be on the boat, and I'm the weirdo if I don't want to do it.
Right. Like,
Wait,
what
so-
if I want to go on the boat and hang out and, you know, maybe cut some deals with people and see the other side the way they see it.
So-
and I don't want to do a group hug.
So he said he would invite 10 people, right? 5 of each, and they had to bring someone else, like from the other party. So you're inviting 10. How big is your boat?
Really big.
You can bring 10, 15 people on your boat. That's a big boat.
How do you make all that money?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we should, maybe rich people shouldn't be in charge.
Maybe.
It's almost like they care more about rich people.
My boss says I never tease things. So coming up next, I have a commercial I think is woke. So we can fight over that. First, I'm going to tell you about Michael's Baths. Mike is a great dude, just a family guy, works with his hands, just an artisan kind of guy, blue collar. And he did all sorts of construction and kitchens and stuff. And then 30 years ago, I've not asked him this question. Why he stopped, but 30 years ago, he said, I'm just going to do bathrooms. Having no idea, how could he know that this would become like a cottage industry and national companies out there like Bathfitter and 3 Day Kitchen and Bath and stuff. He goes against them every single day. He's usually 50% less than what they are. He's locally owned and operated. He's a family business. He has 10 crew. So you're probably talking about, 25, 30 St. Louisans making their living from Michael's Baths. If you're a disabled veteran, you can get a bathroom remodel for little or no money out of your pocket because of a VA benefit. 636-775-0800, michaelsbaths.com.
Hello, it's Lena Dunham. I host a podcast called The C Word with my dearest friend and historian of bad behavior, Alyssa Bennett.
What is up?
It's a chat show about women whose society is called crazy.
We're going to be rediscovering the stories of women society dismissed by calling them mad, sad, or just plain bad.
Listen to and follow The C Word with Lena Dunham and Alyssa Bennett. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Thank you, Missouri, for making Genesis of St. Charles your #1 and most trusted Genesis dealer for 2025. Thrilling offers for an unforgettable season are now here at Genesis of St. Charles. For a limited time only, get 0% APR for up to 60 months on all new Genesis models. You don't want to miss this one. These offers absolutely end October 31st. Visit genesisofstcharles.com today. Based on GMA sales records for 2024 on approved credit for Genesis Finance. See dealer for details.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th. So go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Want to build income without a second job? Learn how real estate investing can help you create extra income one step at a time with Lifestyles Unlimited. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
1120 AM, 1041 FM, and streaming on the Odyssey app. KMOX is with you however you listen, wherever you listen.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 323. Okay, we might fight about this one. I hope not. We talk a lot. We don't talk a lot about woke, but the world talks a lot about woke. And every time we bring it up, I think we mostly agree that we don't all agree on what that means. But here's my example of it. So Mick Ultra has really leaned into sports advertising, right? It's always people are playing pickup basketball and that kind of stuff. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
So last night there was a Mick Ultra ad, and it's a man and a woman playing golf. And the man says to the woman, "I'll bet you Mick Ultra who can get closest to the pin." Well, what do you think happened? Give you 3 guesses. The woman aces it and puts it next to the pin.
The woman did it.
I have zero problem with this. Most women could beat me in golf. What I do have a bit of a problem with is, you know, that there's not a company or an ad agency in America right now that has the balls to have the man win that. It would never happen. Now, it may happen again, but I bet it's going to be a long time. I mean, can you imagine them doing that ad and the man says, "Bet you an Ultra," and then he aces it and she has to buy him a beer? I can't.
So, counterpoint. If the man wins, it's not a commercial. I feel like these sort of commercials. I'm sorry. I have a beard hair in my mouth. I'm so sorry. That's why I was going to be talking. I was going to be doing that whole time talking like this.
That was almost I was thinking about something else.
Trying to negotiate that out of my mouth until I just did it.
The pasta you brought us about an hour ago, Rach and I are both a little sick. And that didn't help. The beard in your mouth, the beard and hair in your mouth thing.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, that's there wouldn't be a commercial if they didn't have
but
that.
It's not ironic.
Yes. So they've been doing commercials like that for, as long as I've been alive, because it's like a goofy.
Sexist that the very fact that it's built on irony because a woman's not going to beat a man.
And not that a woman's not going to beat a man, but it's about subverting expectations. The expectation is when you see a man and a woman golfing together, the expectation is that the man's probably better because traditionally and stereotypically golfing is like a guy sport. So the guy is going to, swagger around and go, "I'll bet you I can hit that better than you." And then the woman beats him, and it's a funny, like ironic, deprecating thing.
I get it.
Yeah.
I understand why it works.
I feel like if I saw a commercial where the exact setup is that, and then the guy just hits it really well and it goes in, and the woman's like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'll buy you a beer now." Like, I'd be like, "What the hell was that?"
What's interesting though is that when I was a kid, typically the wife was the idiot.
Right.
Edith Bunker.
I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
Daddy Knows Best. The Huxtables. The whole thing. And then
Well,
Homer Simpson.
she was not an
Homer
idiot.
Simpson came along, and since then it's pretty much been. And look, this isn't. It
Wait a minute. Between Archie and Edith, Edith was the idiot?
Well,
Oh, yeah. No, she was considered kind of a bird brain.
Yeah, flighty and bird brained and stuff like that. What I'm saying is that was a trope.
Yes.
And everyone just went, okay.
It was pretty much the thing.
And now it seems like it's the opposite.
It is. And that's why it's the opposite, because forever it was the other way.
It reminds me, do you guys remember the Michael Jordan, Mia Hamm Gatorade commercial? It's like anything you can do. I mean, to me, it just kind of plays into that. It's, as Andrew was describing, and as you acknowledged, Dave, like it's a fun tension. I get where you're coming from. I wouldn't ascribe like wokeness or like, oh, I'm afraid to let the woman win in this case to this commercial that you've described necessarily. I just think it plays into the whole like, hey, we're both competing. We're both competitive. Yeah, he's the one who challenged her. So it makes sense for the plot that she would win.
I think it can be both. I think it can be the clever way to do a commercial, and it can also be out of
If it was the same
wussiness.
commercial, but it was like a female-dominated field, and then the guy beat the woman, would you think that was woke? Like if it was like, we're at
Like
a beauty
volleyball.
salon, I can do these highlights better than you can,
Yeah.
lady, or something like that. You know
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying?
I'm not sure. I have to think about that.
But that would be like another commercial. I feel like it would be like a manly man, and it would be a traditionally feminine activity, and then the guy would, you know,
I didn't even know.
prune the flowers way better
I
than the
didn't
woman
even
or
know that we
whatever.
could
And
do
then
stereotypes anymore. That like, oh, we're baking cakes, but the woman's gonna win this one. Like, I didn't think you could even say stuff like
Well,
that.
is it similar at all to the, because it's also the McLight commercial where it's Willem Dafoe and
Yeah.
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
So you've got two 70-somethings out there whipping the crap out of younger people. If you flip that, well, who cares? If it's a younger group beating up on, older players on the pickleball court.
It'd be a more interesting commercial.
No, but I'm saying it's like that. But the funny part is, I don't know. I mean, is there any difference between them? Aren't they both doing the same thing?
Yeah, I mean,
you're taking
the
the
humor
typically
comes from the
stronger
subversion
part
of
and having
expectations.
the atypical winner winning, essentially.
I get it, but I still say that the people putting them out and companies would never do something the way I'm saying.
Mhm.
The Cardinals season may be over, but in St. Louis, sports never stop. The Chiefs are chasing another championship. Mizzou football is making noise, and the Blues are back on the ice. Every weekday at 5, Rush Hour Sports keeps you ahead of the game with news, traffic, weather, and the biggest stories in sports. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauling, and Bernie Nicholas, 3 trusted voices St. Louis fans count on. Rush Hour Sports, weekdays at 5 on KMOX.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center. We got some trouble on the north side. We have a crash with injuries on northbound 270 north of Dorset. The 3 left lanes. Two left lanes are open. Northbound 270. The right lanes are blocked. Traffic's jammed back at 364. Also have an injury crash southbound 170 just before 70. Right lanes blocked there. Traffic both ways between 70 and Airport Road pretty busy. Southbound's a little more of a jam since there's a crash there. South 270 from Page all the way down to Doherty Ferry's heavy. Northbound just north of Doherty Ferry up through 64 pretty busy. Westbound 64 is on the brakes. Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker a little slow through Lindbergh. Some slow stuff Top Golf out through the Long Road. And west of Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to 70 is kind of busy. Southbound 55 Arsenal down through Bates is stop-and-go pockets. A little heavy past Highway Z. And eastbound 64, you got the roadwork delays again. 157 up the hill to 159, bumper to bumper. And westbound 158 to Greenmount is slow. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, coming to Missouri soon. December 1st. Finally, you'll be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports, and it could not come at a better time of year with football, basketball, hockey. It's all happening, and with FanDuel, tons of ways to get in on the action. You can bet on everything from the money line, over-under, bet the spread, or look to the future. Maybe you know who the MVP is going to be or win Coach of the Year, or what team's going to win the championship. You can do that with FanDuel. Plus, with live betting, you can even pick what player's going to score the next touchdown and the one after that while the game is going on. Download the FanDuel app and get familiar with it, because the app will be live to use December in Missouri. You can see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to download the app. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
So I've been doing live endorsements for a couple of weeks now for my friends over at Bethesda. And, KMOX, we have an older audience-ish, my age-ish, but, we have Mitch there who's a freshman at Mizzou, and we have people in their 20s, 30s. And I think this message hits a lot of generations, because if you maybe are an empty nester, or maybe you're widowed or something like that, and you need a new living arrangement. You don't want to go to an assisted living. You're not ready for that. You're still very active and vibrant. We have 7 communities through Bethesda that are all for people like you. And for the people in their 20s and 30s, think about your mom and dad. If you're in a similar situation, I know with my mom, gosh, she really lamented not moving out of her house 20 years before she did. I can tell you that for sure. So don't make that same mistake. In particular, today I'm going to tell you about Pacific Place. It is nestled into Webster Grove, the Old Orchard District, right next to, might even be a little bit connected with Big Sky Cafe. They have a customized meal plan options there at Big Sky, like a couple blocks from groceries, a couple blocks from entertainment and bookstores and things like that. A lovely, lovely place to live. If you're interested in Pacific Place in particular, call 314-961-3041. If you're interested in, North County, South County, West County, all over the place, go to BethesdaHealth.org.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This report is sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are now open for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Enter now at overheaddoorstlouis.com.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Fridays mean football. From a zoo to the NFL, we've got your weekend covered.
On three, ready?
It's Friday football on KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS be with us Thursday, 25th anniversary of the DGS. Lots of old friends coming in to celebrate with us. And then keep Black Friday open. The Dave Glover Band's going to be playing, I believe, at a place in St. Peter's. I'll let you know when we make the deal. And going to do like a matinee, maybe 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., bring another band along with us and just have a 25th anniversary celebration the day after Thanksgiving. So we hope you'll join us for that. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, Dave Murray joins us. Hello, Dave.
Hello there. Good times.
Yeah, I wish you could come in for one of those. 25 years together.
50 years. 50 years will do it.
There you go.
I don't know where we'll be. I have a feeling where I'll be.
Well, if your dad's an indication, I know what you'll be doing.
Yeah, you'll be out there working the street.
Easy. Wow.
The words came out wrong.
Yes, they did.
Working the
Try that
hallways.
again, Wheels.
Working the hallways.
That's not better. That's not better.
Yeah.
Dave, you're going to be a 95-year-old
You're gonna be getting
male
gigolo.
prostitute.
Yeah.
It's a real niche market.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Hey,
we really
tell you
don't know
what,
how popular
if
it'll
I
be
make it
just
to
yet.
95 and that's my job, I'm going to be pretty happy.
Yeah, and you just keep digging up.
Yeah. I'm not going to make it to 95 anyway.
I
So
told you my stomach's upset.
yeah.
Oh, man. How many years are you now, Dave, in show business?
I'm pushing 50.
Wow.
Pushing 50 right now. I retired. Yeah, what? Let's see if we can figure it out. I retired at 42 years, and that was 7 years ago. So yeah, 49 years now.
You gonna do anything? Are you an anniversary kind of guy?
No.
He does not.
Just say thank goodness, and grateful and happy, and that it all worked out.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Because
We'll cancel all this.
Yeah.
For on television to do weather for 42 years on television is almost unheard of.
Yeah, is
Almost unheard of.
anyone beaten that?
I'm sure there's a couple of people across the nation, but not very many.
Yeah.
Not very many.
Probably no
And-
one who's in a major market and then national like you were.
No, because you start to make a lot of money, and then you become a liability.
Yeah. I know how that is.
And I feel bad for the younger kids, male or female now, who the chances of that happening are like zero.
Yeah.
Zero. Just because all these media companies are absorbing into each other, and they are going to tell you exactly what to do, how you're going to do it, and how much you're going to get paid. And when you go into contract negotiations, they're going to go, no, this is what we're going to pay you.
By the
Take it or leave
way,
it.
you're writing, editing, shooting your stories yourself.
Oh man. Yeah. The reporters now it's a different world period. It's just a different
So obviously, local television, at least, has made the decision that talent is less important than it used to be. Do you know why they made that
Absolutely.
decision?
No. I think they just feel that. I remember, oh man, I don't know how many years ago it was, but I had a news director tell me that reporters are worthless.
Wow.
Just worthless. We can plug one in. One wants to leave because they're not happy. Fine, let them leave. We have another one waiting in the wings. And there's a lot of times, if you get hired at the base union scale, you're at that base for like 2 years, and then it's like, oh, sorry, that's it. We got another base scaler coming in. It's rough. It is really rough, and the hours are terrible. And there is no work-life balance in television. Just isn't.
Yeah, not as
in contrast, I'm very happy. I'm very happy that what it did for us.
Yeah, not as a talent, but just as a consumer. I noticed the lack of talent in local television, and it affects me. It's like my dad always said, if you give a man 2 crap sandwiches, he's going to have a favorite. And like, you're going to pick a local station. Like, okay, I'll pick you over you, but I don't think any of them are killing it.
Right. And it's just not there. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
I mean, I would assume these media corporations are bigger than they've ever been. They come in and they buy up little stations.
They're monstrous.
So then it's like, all right, it's all about the bottom line. Yeah, you're right. We don't care about talent. We only care about making as much money as possible, and that hurts people working in the industry, and it hurts the consumer.
When I went through 9 sales of stations in my career.
Wow.
And I remember one of them, and thank goodness I had a general manager who he and I got along great, still do. And the company came in and they just said, okay, give me the salaries of everybody. Boom. What's this number? Get rid of that number. That number has to go away, which was pointed towards me. And he goes, oh, no, wait a minute. Here's what he brings in. Here's how much he brings into the station. You get rid of him, you're going to lose that. And luckily he massaged that through.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's like, we don't care. Plug in, plug out.
I remember when radio went to the PPM, to the ratings meters in about 2008 or 2009, and it didn't affect talk as much as far as the approach, but all of our friends in music radio, like Radio Rich was told to not say his name. And they were told, like, you have 15 seconds to talk. That's it.
Yeah.
We want no personality. We like Drew Johnson, they say, we don't even want people to know your name. You're just a voice. And I think that they're kind of coming back now to like, the reason to listen to KZK over another station is Trish or Julie, or you know what I mean? I think they're kind of coming back to that. Like we always learn our lesson so hard.
Yep. And also with the ratings now, you're down to they can tell you the ratings within like 5 seconds. During this 5 seconds, here's what happened.
Yeah.
And the numbers can change.
Yeah.
Numbers can change.
I've always thought the ratings were crap. When I was number 1 for 8 years, I thought they were crap. I think they're crap now. And I don't know the lady's name, so I would never dox her if I did. But about 3 years ago, I was emceeing an event at a country club, and I walked out for a break, and a drunk lady said, "I know who you are." And she said, "I work for the ratings company." She said, "We're going to tell each other the truth." And she told me some truths about how they do the ratings that completely justified my opinions the entire time.
Wow. Yeah.
And she said, "What's your truth?" And I said, "We care so much less about you than we used to. Because now we have actual numbers, streaming numbers, podcast numbers, actual numbers, not just made up, pulled out of your ass numbers." These are the things you're not supposed to say in the air, but you know.
That's right. Yeah. Everybody's feeling great now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Come and get me. Let's do a little weather, Dave.
All right. We're warm through Friday. 85 tomorrow, 83 Thursday, 84, 85 on Friday. Cold front comes in late Friday night into Saturday. It will be a very slow moving system. So we're going to see showers and a couple of thunderstorms. At this point, I don't see a lot of severe weather with it, but we have to watch it. It's a long way off, but we should get some decent rain late Friday night and during the day on Saturday, maybe even into Saturday night. That front brings a wind shift to the northwest. We're talking a high of 76 on Saturday and 68 on Sunday. Back to fall as we go through the weekend, but we'll keep a close eye on the shot of thunderstorms. Right now, I think we'll see some storms, but I'm not convinced they're going to be severe.
Okay, very cool. Thank you, Dave.
You got it.
Tell you guys about Dr. Maupin. Let me focus on BioBalance Skin today, not so much on the testosterone pellets. I'm not doxing the guy. It's out there everywhere, but people are making fun of Bradley Cooper today because he evidently had some plastic surgery and he doesn't look like himself and all that kind of stuff. If that worry, like coming out not looking like yourself or looking crooked or clown-like, is a concern of yours, I get it. I don't want that, but everything that they do at BioBalance Skin is non-invasive. Now, there's like Botox, needles involved and things like that, microneedling, but they're not cutting on you. You are not going to look like a clown. You're not going to look crazy. Dana, who's the injector, who's a good friend of mine, is not only very conservative with her practice, she's very artistic, and she is she's very nice, but she doesn't suffer fools. So if you want something done that she thinks is going to make you look bad, she's going to tell you that. So you're kind of protected. Of course, on the pellet side, been getting the testosterone pellets for 6 years now. Every 6 months makes everything better. Dr. Maupin is an angel. She's just wonderful to work with. It's a beautiful med spa out in Creve Coeur. So whether it's something for your face or your overall health and disposition and sexual health with the pellets, go to biobalancehealth.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
This traffic report is the service of the Pauley Agency. Good news with those crashes I mentioned in the last report. They've cleared them both. There's still a little bit of a backup. South 170, Scudder down towards 70, about midway, and northbound's a little slow there. And also North 270, midway up from Olive to Page, is bumper to bumper up to Dorset. But again, the crash we had north of Dorset, the lanes are back open there as well. Southbound 270 and North 270, of course, typical delays between Manchester and Ladue. The southbound side extends down to almost Doherty Ferry after that. Not so bad. Southbound 170 bogs down at Olive. Westbound 64 Kings Highway out through Clayton Skinker is a little heavy from Clarkson most of the way to the Boone Bridge. Slow Lake St. Louis Boulevard on out to Highway 70. Westbound 70, slow stuff at the city limits. TR Hughes through Highway K, A to Z in the Wentzville area. Southbound 55, stop and go in stretches. Arsenal down through Bates. It's a little busy Z area toward McNutt. Westbound 44 past the bridges is crowded. Eastbound 64 Jam 157 to 159, westbound 158 through Greenmount is pretty heavy. In a world of cookie-cutter health plans, the Pauly Agency is proud to represent coverage that's tailor-made to fit your needs. The Pauly Agency puts the sure in insurance. For a free quote, call 636-222-2149. That's 636-222-2149. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Red Kingdom is back at FanDuel Sports Network Live in Ballpark Village. See every game on the largest screen in town. Don't forget about the $25 buckets, $5 cocktails, and the best tailgate food around. Grab your friends along with Kingdom OX and huddle up for the games at the best watch party in town. If you can't make it, but don't want to miss it down, listen to the Chiefs on Kingdom OX or Kingdom OX on the Odyssey app. For more info, KingdomOX.com/events.
New treatments in the fight against Alzheimer's. Now is the time for action. Join the St. Louis Walk to End Alzheimer's Saturday, October 25th at Chesterfield Amphitheater. Help us see a world without Alzheimer's. Register today, alz.org/walk.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Thinking about a bath remodel or swapping out that old tub for a sleek, easy to clean shower? Hey, it's Trish Gazelle for Michael's Bath with one question. What's there to think about? Michael's beats the competition by 30 to 50%, uses top quality materials, and backs it all with over 30 years experience. And now they'll throw in a free shower door or $500 off. Schedule a free in-home consultation. 636-775-0800 or michaelsbass.com. Michael's Bass, what's there to think about?
I hear from sellers all the time that they fear they have missed out on the selling market. They are so relieved to learn September, October, and November are strong selling months. With low inventory and hopefully lower interest rates, this fall will be a hot one for real estate. I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. You may have heard me say, why pay more than $4 for years? Now it's why pay more than $2, saving you even more money. Call me 314-441-4444. And remember, why pay more than $2?
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri, Kansas, and Nevada.
.351 DGS. Well, Bad Bunny may not be playing the Super Bowl halftime after all.
Oh?
Why is that?
There's an online petition with 4,500 signatures seeking to replace Bad Bunny
Lee Greenwood
with George Strait.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I mean,
give it a try.
Hey, I wouldn't be opposed to country music. Again, more of a rotation. You know, maybe one year is country year, and then you got pop year, and then you got R&B year, and then you got rock year, and then you got maybe throwback year. And that
makes way too much sense.
I know. It'd be kind of fun, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody gets a little something in the transaction.
Yeah.
I
think that'd be great.
I don't want to be disrespectful to petitions and petitioners and such, because I think that it's important work that is often being done. Not this one, but I think some of them are important. Do they ever work?
What's that?
Petitions.
That's an
Because
interesting question.
they're not.
Do they ever
binding.
get the result? Yeah.
It
And
just
you're not-
means these people want you to do this, and then whoever it is looks at it and goes, "Well, I already said I'm not doing this," and then they throw it in the garbage.
And you're not petitioning the government where they represent you. It's a private company. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, you're petitioning the NFL. Like, there's no legally binding thing to it.
Like, do you really think they're going to be worried? Because it'll be the highest rated thing on television in the calendar year will be the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if 4,500 people sign it in the NFL season, they go, okay, well, what about the other 12 million people who are
12.
going to watch this.
The 400 million people that are going to watch it worldwide. I mean, it's probably more than that. I bet 1 billion people watch the Super Bowl.
Probably. They hooked people up to heart monitors and other sorts of medical stuff and had them watch horror movies. And here is the top 10 scariest movies according to science.
According to biology.
According to biology.
All right.
And I believe this is since the turn of the century.
Okay.
Since
Okay. So in
2000.
the last 25 years.
Yeah. Number 10, Talk to Me. That was pretty scary.
I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, I
Here
haven't
it's
seen
scary.
that one yet.
It was scary. Number 9, The Exorcism of Emily Rose was very scary.
I don't think I saw that one either.
Yeah, that one stuck with me. Still does. Smile. I thought that was the dumbest movie.
Didn't see it.
The
It looks
trailer
too dumb.
scared me really bad.
It's fun.
Yeah.
The second one's really fun too.
It's like, I don't want those people smiling at me.
Number 6, Hereditary.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Number 5, The Conjuring.
That's another good one. I like the original.
Pretty good.
I mean, they're all decent, but the original was the best one.
Number 4, Insidious.
Yep. That was a good one.
Number 3, Skinamarink, which I've not seen.
I haven't seen that either.
Never even heard of that one.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really, really scary.
Skinamarink is the one where it's just 2 kids and there's no clear shots of anything, and it's like they're trapped in a house that sort of gets
It's a haunted
scary,
house.
gets real spooky.
Good description.
It's intentionally very hard to describe.
Number 2 is Host, which I've not even heard of.
Host. I feel like I've heard of that. I didn't see it. Is that is that a Korean movie?
Well, there's a movie called The Host, which is Bong Joon-ho. It's a monster movie.
Right.
From like 06-ish. It's great, but I don't know if
This is
I
from
would
2020.
necessarily. Yeah, I don't think it's that one.
Number 1, scariest movie according to biology, Sinister. The one with Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
I thought you were going to say the Babadook.
That was scary.
That's a scary movie.
What about well, I mean, it's not, I don't know if it's quite fits these. I guess it didn't fit in there, but the Black Phone was pretty good.
I can't wait for Black Phone 2.
There's
know.
a Black Phone 2 coming
I
out.
know.
Super
And it's
excited.
getting pretty good ratings from what I understand.
This time it's a cell phone.
Tell you guys about Zero Res carpet cleaning. It's a 2-level sell, right? Because they have a special deal every month, and it changes. And then just it's kind of seasonal, and I always say that just because I think or Zero Res thinks that fall is a great time to get your carpets cleaned or your air ducts